I don't think so. I think we should start this. Ladies and gentlemen, LordRaphael versus IrishFaithful. This is going to be a best of 7, so we might actually see 7 games. And this is the semi-final, so the winner of this series will go to the finals of this championship. So definitely very exciting series.
On the map Manchuria, of course, which is one of my favorite maps in the ESOC map pool.
Yes, definitely very good map. Lots of players like this map actually, and we have a lot of yaks on it, and even a trade post, which is in this case shared between the 2 civilizations. So definitely going to be interesting to see who will take the most trading posts on this side.
And treasures like this, of course, which are just excellent.
Yes, but to be serious, the best treasures on here are most times the wood treasures. Let me see.
Yeah, for sure.
Scouted one here, and of course in the base of LordRaphael. LordRaphael on the north side of the map in the color blue, playing as Dutch against IrishFaithful in the more south-like of the map in the color red. And here's the second one, by the way.
Yeah, we do see that this is the spawn of Manchuria, where the TP line is horizontally on the north side of the map. Well, not quite horizontally, but compared to their base, it is horizontal.
Yes.
Instead of the 2 very safe ones in the back of their base. So TP play is going to be a bit more awkward, perhaps, because they don't have the safe one in the back of their base.
Yes, I think both of the civs might actually try to get the center one first, just to make sure that they can get the one on their own side later on. Of course, it's a bit more difficult to defend that, so we will see about that.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll see much stagecoach, though. I feel like this is not the ideal map for that with this spawn.
No, I don't think so either, especially with these civs. Yeah, definitely a lot of yaks for IrishFaithful. LordRaphael only got a 1 now, and IrishFaithful already sitting on 7 yaks. Both of them actually have an extra. 8, yeah, he just picked up another one with his hero. Of course, both of them have the extra scouting unit, but looks like just French Irish had a lot better scouting pattern, or just more luck, of course.
Yeah, and LordRaphael didn't even take up a treasure or anything like that to compensate for the lack of yak, so he's just straight up behind. Although he did do a reasonable amount of damage to the scout, I suppose, but if the scout actually dies, that's basically negligible.
I'd rather have 7 yaks than a scout, of course. I mean,
yes, exactly. I didn't even kill it, that's the thing, so...
Yes, exactly. And only now, first treasure being picked up. Looks like none of them actually have got a treasure yet. 2 minutes in games, only scouted so far. 60
food is really good for French, though. It compensates for the 100 food crate that got removed in the last patch, of course.
Yes,
going to help him age up a bit more quickly.
Yes, if he has his macro correct, I think he shouldn't have a huge delay on his age up anyways, but 60 food can definitely help. Also with saving villager time, you can start chopping wood earlier for your trade post, etc. So
yeah, and he's going to pick up a 40 wood treasure together with it, so he basically has his food crate anyway.
Yes, just got his food crate. Let's see, LordRaphael already aging up after
50 wood as well.
minutes 40. So definitely a good time for him. Too bad that he didn't have any treasures yet. He now got 50 wood from his base, which will help him get his bank up, of course. I think both of them are, by the way, just going for maybe a semi-fast fortress. The only thing I'm really wondering about is what is Irish going to do with his yaks? Is he going to make a livestock pen and try to use them in H3, or actually eat them all in H2 and try to get some more Hussar out?
Yeah, but so many yaks, he actually has a lot of possibilities. He could do a bit of both if he really wants to. I'm going to very quickly check something because I might have forgotten it. Yes, okay, I'm glad I checked. I accidentally removed the donation overlay things, so if anyone did send a donation in this time, I am sorry that I missed it. I forgot to turn it back on again.
Yes, and if somebody wants to test the donation overlay with us, of course, just send us a donation, and you should probably see it on the screen. Shameless advertising here.
Oh yeah, and like there is a TP, and you were correct. It is in the middle that Irish is choosing to build it.
So
I don't
think
he'll get this pass.
Yes, he will not get this first pass, but he might go for this one later on, just because he has the cinder one. So
Yeah.
we will see about that. I think a 700 wood shipment for another trading post and for a livestock pen could actually be a good choice here. You could also just go for the 4 villagers, and that's a more standard shipment to send, of course.
LordRaphael getting another wood treasure here in the southeast part of the map. If he can take this up, that would be pretty good for him. It's like almost a third of another bank.
Yes, he got 175 wood in total from treasure so far, so that's indeed a lot of wood for your banks, or maybe for a market upgrade. He's now building his first market.
Both players getting a stable as well.
Yes,
so yeah, Cav semi-FF's incoming, I guess.
Yes, it was quite to be expected, I suppose. And yeah, starting with a bank wagon. So that is not the most greedy build you can actually do. With 700 wood you can of course try to build 2 banks out of them and be extra greedy, but in this case he's going quite normal. I think we will see some Hussar out. And there we have 700 wood for Irish, and with that he's probably just going to build a lot of houses and his market. He doesn't have a market yet. I don't think he will go for stagecoach, but of course, it's you never know what you can expect.
Ooh, LordRaphael actually only getting out 4 Hussar with his first batch. He's also mining quite a lot of coin. He actually had 11 villagers on coin until just now, even though he also has the 2 banks. So I'm not sure if that was intended, but that seems like a lot of coin.
Yes, I don't know if he could have gotten out 5th Hussar if he didn't mine so much gold. But of course, his Hussar are quite early, so that's why maybe he couldn't get 5 of them. And it looks like, no, I don't think they're gonna get a villager, but maybe if the trees block them, no.
Yeah, these are CDB, of course, so they don't have the melee resists.
Yes, that is of course true. So it was definitely a good choice here, I think, to go in with 4 instead of waiting until you can make 5. Musketeers going for Irish from a very forward barracks, and that's going to be very interesting against the 8 breaks.
Forward, it's to the side, which is a bit awkward. And he did take the 30 piece, and it is actually stagecoached.
Yes,
I just
it is
noticed, so I was completely wrong.
And I was, well, kind of right, I suppose. I mean, these musketeers are definitely very good against the hussars, but of course the pikemen are just going to take down all 3 of these trade posts if they are not being contested. So
yeah, and look at that, the explorer is already in position to just steal it.
Yes, he doesn't have the amount of wood yet he requires. So
so many hussar though, and they might get a villager here.
They might actually, yes, there one villager goes down, Minutemen popping out, and now the musketeers coming back.
They might get another villager here if he micros it well. Okay.
Oh well, Irish is very careful with villager micro, or right, he isn't. Another villager going down. Minutemen doing a lot of damage, and even the 3 musketeers here now, so...
Yeah, he killed 3 CDB already for 2 hussar.
Yes, and meanwhile he's just going to take down all these trade posts. I mean, Irish
might lose a villager somewhere. Oh, I guess to these.
Yeah, he's got a raid in here too, but it's getting caught now, so these hussars are also dead. And Irish cannot push into this army with only 5 musketeers. I mean, he can try to pick off a unit like he's doing now, but he cannot go in full fight it, because the pikemen would just slow them down and tank the damage, and they would be... Yeah, it looks like LordRaphael actually going for it.
Yeah, and Irish was actually trying to rebuild the TP that was sieged down, but LordRaphael very smartly just rebuilding it for himself immediately. Yes. Ooh, this pikeman might get caught here a bit though. If he can get a snare on those with his explorer.
Yes, if he can get those pikemen, that's... I mean, the shipment is not wasted then, but it is his only anti-cav chance in the second age, of course. Only now building a barracks, so it would definitely be really help him against the trade post destruction and the raiding.
And Irish is immediately rebuilding the TP, very smart. Hussar's coming in for a raid again, though.
Yes, the stars coming in, but he's putting his villagers back and got musketeers coming. Looks like here he's trying to actually snare the pikeman with a hussar and try to catch him with the musketeers.
That can be
and
very
the Minutemen.
dangerous if he's not careful. And yeah, there's the hussar is dead. Although these
Yeah, the
pikemen are
hussars
also
dead,
going to
all the
die.
pikemen are all dead. So the Minutemen actually proving their worth here and doing a lot of damage. So only 2 pikemen left, and that's not really significant. This group also getting caught here, and the musketeers doing a lot of damage from Irish. I mean, it's only 5, but they
Some very good hussar micro from both players here, though.
yes, looks like all LordRaphael's hussars here are very low on HP, so they can be picked off with some Minutemen fire even. So he should be very careful not to go in a full fight against
Anything
units.
really.
Yeah, I mean it looks like 7 hussars, but it's really like only 4 or something, or 5 maybe, because it's they're so low HP.
Irish did lose his explorer here, so if these TPs go down another time, then he might have to wait a bit until his explorer is revivable to rebuild them.
Yes, or even buy back his explorer, but I doubt he will actually do that. It of course costs him 100 gold.
I think it also gives your opponent the 100 gold, because you're
Yes, it actually
basically
gives.
paying ransom.
Yes, so it's like a 200 gold difference. Might not be worth it. Looks like Irish actually has got the livestock pen up now, so finally going to fatten his cows. And once these cows are fattened and he will eat them all, he's going to have a huge advantage.
Yeah, look at the resources though. LordRaphael is preparing to age up.
Yes, and Irish definitely is not yet, and because he just built that livestock pen, he probably doesn't want to eat his yaks yet. So he sent actually 3 hussars, so I think he's going to push in now. He thinks he's going to save up for age up, and I'm going to save up a military army.
That's very difficult though, because Dutch has skirmishers in H2. He can just hide behind these trees, these banks, these coin mines, the market, the house.
Yes.
He has a very efficient base building, and it's going to be very difficult for an H2 player to push into skirmishers behind a not complete wall off, but a decently well-built base.
It's a decent sim city, but on the other hand, he only still got those very damaged hussars. So only 5 skirmishers out. Let's see, military units.
There were some pikemen.
Yeah, 5 skirmishers and 2 pikemen only. Also quite damaged,
Very
so
low
he should
HP,
be
yeah.
able to win. But he has to push in right now and not wait any moment longer.
Yeah, the H is gonna finish right now, and
Yes, it is
even more
finished
skirms
now.
coming out. But the problem is now he pushed out of his base just as his age up finishes. So Irish knows that the army is going to be very small for LordRaphael. So I don't
Yes.
think it was smart to push out here.
I don't know why he did it either. I mean, maybe it was wise to build some time. I mean, his trade post is safe now, but on the other hand, a lot of skirmishes went down for absolutely nothing. And now the big battle is coming right before he will have his first H3 shipment. Looks like the hussars fighting in some
Minutemen being
Minutemen
called.
also coming out. Musketeers coming in a very good position to take on these hussars, but a lot of villagers also coming out to try to tank some damage.
And there's the
only now the
raiders.
first riders, yes. But at this point, Iris has already done a lot of damage. I don't know if he can win this fight, but he did do a lot more damage than he should have.
Yeah, and now the yaks are fat, and Irish has the coin to age up. So we are going to see Irish follow him to Fortress here very soon.
Yes, LordRaphael right now only has got 8 riders, so it shouldn't be a huge problem. But now another 9 coming out, so he's definitely going to have a bit of difficulty early in H3. But of course, the H-up is not nearly going to be denied. He's totally
I would
fine.
like to see him repair his trade post though, and while that his opponent is obviously aging as well now because there were no reinforcements, I think he needs to push this trading post instead of like trying to do fancy stuff with his riders. Just take down this TP while your opponent is aging, take 2 TPs off the tree that your opponent upgraded with Stagecoach, and just go from there.
Yes, the riders of course only have 7 siege, so 17 against 7 is still not a lot.
That's true.
Take a long time.
I do
to
like
do
how
that.
he's putting his riders in melee attack against these
Yes, and he actually
CDB.
killed 1 villager, now going to kill another villager with it. I mean, the riders do very bad damage in range against the Kurharers, but in melee they can actually take them down, and he's just trying to block them all. If he will scout this, he can take down another, maybe 2 or 3. So,
Yeah,
should
he is
do
going to
Irish.
age up as well here though, Irish is, so... But that is indeed quite a bit of CDBs that died.
Yes, he should be very careful because LordRaphael definitely has got a better eco now. The yaks did help him, he still got 4 yaks left, but he's losing even more villagers here, right in his base. He does have great codes, just research, but this really shouldn't have happened, I feel like.
I mean, that was like also a lot of raiders died, so it's not like it was completely free. But trading a raider for a CDB 1 versus 1 is pretty good.
Yes, it's definitely a good trade for LordRaphael. He did lose, I believe, 4 or 5 riders.
Oh, more, but
Irish lost like four villagers too. So
I think it was 5 CDB lost for about 6 to 7 riders.
oh well, it looks like you got your numbers correct. I was looking at the military tab, not really at the units lost.
And he is taking down
here,
this second TP now, and I'm not sure if Irish will be able to defend that, although there is not that much siege in this army. There is halberdiers in here, though.
He should be very lucky that LordRaphael doesn't have any hussars. He's only pushing out with 18 skirmishers here. So
yeah, this TP is going to go down. Halberdiers OP.
Halberdiers definitely got a good siege attack, but still, it's yeah. I don't really like the unit that much still, especially in these kind of fights. I'd rather have some more skirmishers or some more riders.
Yeah, it turns out that skirmishers and dragoons are pretty good when you're going skirmisher dragoon.
Yes, definitely. And the halberdiers, of course, will have a hard time actually dealing damage and getting up close. That's their main problem. There are melee units, and melee, not infantry units are in general just not the best units.
They could be great if Irish does a sneaky hussar switch though, but here's the 2 falconets, and this will force Irish to fall back.
10 hussars here would definitely be huge for LordRaphael, but he doesn't have any hussar. Let's see if he has him in queue. Yes, he does have a hussar in queue, so
yeah, very smart.
Irish
that one
should be
falcon
very
shot though
careful.
was extremely painful, and Irish already rebuilt the TP, so
yeah, they're definitely fighting a lot over this straight post. I really like the straight line in this specific map because there's just a lot of fight. It has been rebuilt like 4 times now, maybe.
Ooh, there's actually an arsenal up for LordRaphael. I wonder if he's gotten any upgrades from that yet. No, not yet.
Let's take a look now, and not any in queue either. I do like this this outpost here. He's going to give him shipments very forward on the map, and of course going to defend that mine, which is a 5,000 gold mine. So,
and Irish is very smartly adding in some extra dragoons, predicting the veteran hussar switch. I would not be surprised to actually see cavalry combat being the next card for LordRaphael.
Yes, he does have a lot of hussars here, also 2 veterans, so cavalry combat would make a good difference in the damage they do. Maybe we will see some more skirmishers, but I don't think he's going for the skirmisher war. He's just going to try to counter it with hussars, and he might do quite a decent job here. I mean, I don't think Irish has got enough dragoons to actually defend this.
No, especially not because the skirmishers are here now to actually pick off the dragoons. These trees are helping a lot, though. Okay, now there's some extra
these trees are
dragoons
definitely
incoming.
helping quite a lot, and it looks like the falconet's actually doing good damage here also, and the skirmishers are in a very good position between those trees, and looks like Irish has got the better hand at this fight.
Yeah, that reinforcing batch of 10 dragoons, of which 5 came from the back to flank, was just very good for him.
And of course, Irish didn't have a lot of dragoons to defend against hussars, but LordRaphael didn't have any skirmishers to kill off the dragoons, so it was...
he did lose a lot of his skirmish there, though. The hussars did do a pretty good job at that, but the falconets are still alive, and that's the problem.
Yeah, on full HP actually, and that's indeed... Now Irish can just focus on making...
Oh, and LordRaphael has no food. He's out of hunts.
He's completely out of hunts. Let's take a look. We have all the villagers here trying to get that last Zero or whatever the beast is called, and after that he's going to have
that's
to go
another batch of hussar though, but these will need to do work. If these hussars can't finish it, there's going to be a lot of trouble for LordRaphael. He's completely out of hunt. I think we forgot to check the map balance. He might have maybe like missed one or something, but
no, I think the map was quite good. I didn't.
The falconets are going to be down here though.
Yes, Falcon is going down, but on the other hand, he still's got 11 goons left and 15 skirmishers. He just sent another 7. He did not send it from the tower, which I don't like. He should just make the home city shipment come at the tower, but that's a small mistake, of course. And now LordRaphael will have a very hard time actually producing units without any food income. He's got 100.
Instead of building a second barracks, I think he should have maybe made a mill instead. I feel like a second barracks with literally no food is not ideal.
I don't know if a mill would help him. I would rather go for a saloon actually, because he's got so much coin.
That could work as well.
Yes, looks like the mill's now coming up. Dutch does have the advantage. Yes, he's building it with 10 villagers, but I think Dutch does have the advantage that a writer only costs 30 food, so that's really not a lot. And coin, of course, they can keep gathering with their banks until the end of time, so that's a good advantage for him. But still, going on mills is not what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. Mills gather really slowly. It's so annoying. Because 400 wood as well. It's just a huge investment for basically berries.
Yes, you pay a lot to get a slower income, and that's just really not worthwhile thing. And
yeah, you're paying 400 wood to get infinite berries, which only 10 villagers can gather from.
Yeah, definitely not a good trade. And I think LordRaphael cannot really ever kill the army Irish has got at this point in the game. That's my prediction, that he will not
skirmishers and dragoons do not have a lot of siege, so...
That is, of course,
theoretically
true, but
speaking, he should be able to hold it, but I feel like Irish is just going to starve him out of the game. And there's the cuirassiers, and those can do a lot of damage in these small army scenarios.
Yes, that's definitely
second mill going up, though.
Very good attribution to his army. Second mill coming up, not really behind his base, but just sidewards again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that on this mill you can't actually have 10 villagers gathering because it's so much in the trees.
Yeah, he only got 9 of them, but yeah, it definitely isn't...
this is a very inefficient mill.
Yeah, it's not really efficient, I would say so too. It looks like Irish is totally fine with his position at the moment. He's gathering all over the map here and here in the center of the map. And he got all the trade posts with stagecoach, so his eco is very much ahead. His military is very much ahead. And at this point, I don't think LordRaphael can really do anything. He's behind in every aspect of the game.
I mean, if this game goes on for like 15 minutes longer, he has the advantage of already being on mills, but I doubt IrishFaithful is going to let it come to that.
Yes, I would say so.
And it seems that LordRaphael has been buying quite a bit of food.
I really wonder what the ratio is. I cannot see it, of course, because I don't have a market, but it would definitely be interesting to see that. Yes, I saw a lot of coin going down for LordRaphael without him queuing any units, so he definitely did trade a lot of coin. 8 skirmishers now for LordRaphael.
Yeah, but still look at the army population. It's almost 100 to 44.
Yes.
And I would imagine that Irish is pushing in soon here.
Yes, he's got 10 more cuirassiers, and now I think he's going to go in. Maybe he's going to wait for cavalry combat, but I think he can just go in right now and
I feel like it's important that LordRaphael puts a gate in here where his coin mine used to be.
Yes, would definitely be very good gate for all his skirmishers to defend. Of
Third
course,
mill, actually, wow.
He got 18 riders at the moment, but yeah, that is really not going to help him a lot. 18 riders are like 9 goons. And yeah, that's not going to be enough against this army. He's got almost 100 pop army.
Actually, I think instead of like building even more cuirassiers, I think it would have been better for IrishFaithful to just put down an artillery foundry and make like 1 falconet. Just 1. To put pressure on this base and force the army to come out of it.
Yes, of course, to siege him. I mean, I think that would be a very good scenario, but of course I don't think he really needs it just because he's so much ahead in both eco and in military population. But of course, making falconets are definitely very good to make the other player go out of his base because you have the range advantage. So it would have been a good strategy, I feel, yes.
But I think that IrishFaithful is just going to instead rely on the, hey, I have twice your stuff, deal with it.
Yes. Yes, and he has a lot of good stuff. I mean, those cuirassiers are just going to tear through every last skirmisher once they're up close, and I think
and the
he can
raiders
come up
even.
close. Yes, even the riders once they're, and even the villagers now coming in, trying to tank some damage.
And there's the Gav combat for IrishFaithful.
Yes, there's Cav combat. I mean, just a little late. All cuirassiers are actually quite damaged, so I mean, he should not waste them totally. But
yeah, and these skirmishers are actually in a really good position behind the stable and the map edge, and he's actually going to push this back somehow, I think, for a while.
Okay, that was a really bad fight for Irish. I mean, of course, he could have taken on all those units, but not in the position he was in. He was just fighting the riders, and fighting the villagers, and being stuck between the buildings, and that's not what you want. I still think he's going to win, but he wasted so many cavalry units.
Yeah, for sure, but look at the reinforcement, just like a full batch of cuirassiers, because, you know, obviously.
Yes. And that's not something LordRaphael could ever afford. He's on 3 mils now, but he's got 0 coin income, he's got no more mines.
Well, he has 5 banks.
He's got 5 banks, but that's like, you know, that's like 15 villagers or something. So
yeah.
That's not going to be enough.
Unupgraded ones even, I think.
Yes, unupgraded villagers, and that's not nearly
it's
going
20
to be enough.
unupgraded villagers.
20 unupgraded villagers, yes. So now LordRaphael actually thinks, well, I managed to take down a lot of units. I'm going to just go out and see if
yeah, and that's going to be the end of it, I think.
Yes, that's not.
He has
really
the skirm advantage though by quite a bit, so.
He's got a skirm advantage, but he's just got a cuirassier advantage of 15 of those. And,
yeah, and that's going to be the problem. Once these cuirassiers connect with these skirmishers, it's just game over, I think.
Yes, and now the cuirassiers are finally in a good position. They're here, they can do all their damage. Look at the +12s. I mean, they are not stuck between villagers or buildings or other units. They are just going to do straight up damage, and the skirmishers and the dragoons picking off units. And this is going to be GG. Yeah, there we have it.
Yeah,
that was game number 1.
Going to IrishFaithful.
Yes, game number 1 going to IrishFaithful in this best of 7 between IrishFaithful and LordRaphael. So stay tuned. We're going to go into the second game almost immediately, I would say. I would think.
Yeah, that's a good question that LordRaphael is asking there, but I don't know. I forgot to check. Did you?
What did you forget?
LordRaphael asked if the map was balanced.
Yes, I think it was. I did not count every hunt, but I did check if it was not really very imbalanced at the start of the game. What did he have? Did he think he was missing a hunt? Don't forget to.
He might already be out of the game.
Okay. Don't forget to update the score, by the way, and maybe check the graphs of the game. Of course, you.
Oh, I think the reason that LordRaphael pushed out there at the end is because he lost about 20 villagers in that push in his base.
Yes, he did pull back all his villagers. I didn't know he actually. He lost like a lot, but I didn't know it was actually 20. Of course, after that, you cannot come back from that.
No, not really. I don't see the next game being hosted yet.
Let me see if I see LordRaphael online. I don't see IrishFaithful online, but that's also because I don't have him in my friends list. So I'm just going to add him here. He is online. LordRaphael just hosted the game, so once Iris is in there, we can join that game as well.
Okay, I think Ryan might be back. I'm just making sure.
I don't see him online yet. So
No,
I'm
but
just...
he said something to me on Skype about
Okay.
20 minutes ago.
Well, if you don't really want to rush this or something, but if you could just...
Well, he's not responding at the moment, so because it was 20 minutes ago, so he might have gone away again, as Ryan tends to do.
He did not say anything about the stream or something?
No, he just said like, "Hey, I think I'm late for casting. Is that correct?" To which I responded, "Yes, that is true." Oh, I am stuck on connecting, so I might need to relog on ESO.
So next game, we're going to have to pay more attention to the map balance. Apparently, I kinda naturally assumed you had counted the hunts while I was doing my introduction, but of course you cannot really expect it, so it's not really only your fault here. Looks like LordRaphael has a genuine complaint. IrishFaithful just strolling around a bit.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I did as tell this to one of the admins, and meanwhile we're just going to go into game number 2. So we are taking this, of course, seriously.
Yeah, no response for Ryan, so I guess we'll do this game for now and then see if he's back afterwards.
I just contacted one of the admins, and they said it was fine. Not going to say any names, but of course we did take this seriously, and we are just going to go into game number 2.
So the admins have confirmed the map was fine?
Well, one of them has, and if there's going to be any change, then we will hear from them, of course. But for now, I'm going to assume it is fine.
Okay.
Looks like Irish has got to get a drink, and after that we are going to continue with game number 2 on the map, Bengal. They already got it loaded. Of course, Bengal being the map kind of like Bayou with the swamps where you can get your units positioned but cannot build any buildings. So very interesting map. Very quite a short map, very short distance between the civilizations. So I really like that map. Of course, Irish has to pick his civilization first. He did not green up yet, but I think he will stay on Dutch. And LordRaphael is going for British. British is civilization I see quite a lot on this map. Dutch I haven't seen that much, but of course I kind of like them with being not so not so dependent on the coin mines, and a little bit less on Hans also.
Yes.
I hope Irish is ready to start with this. Looks like everybody in the chat is still talking about the map spawn. If the admins say the map was correct, then you really shouldn't judge the team or the map or the players or the casters, I feel like, because they decided that the map was fine. So we're just going to go into game number 2 without any problems. And maybe we can have a discussion about it later in
not during the series.
Yes, I don't think we really did anything wrong in the judgment here. We are going to take the complaint seriously and take a better look next game, but I think it was fine. LordRaphael also getting a drink. Irish did log in Dutch. He just answered in the lobby chat. Irish.
And both players are taking a break.
Both of them taking a break. Yeah, I mean, we were like 10 minutes late, I feel like, so we shouldn't really complain against them. But okay, LordRaphael already back, so I think they should be back fairly soon.
I mean, on the bright side of things, this gives Ryan time to come back, right?
Yes, secretly I hope I can just continue casting, to be honest, because I really like it. But of course, if he comes back, maybe he wants to switch with me.
Well, we're also trying to, in these semifinals, finals games and such, to get at least one of the two casters to be one of the really good players, to have some, insight in the game that most people would miss.
Yes, I do agree with that to a certain extent, I think.
Which is why I'm here, of course, with my sick PR 20 skills.
Yes, I should be around PR 30, I feel like. I thought that was my PR, but it has decayed now to the set point of 25. I think your PR always decays to 25, but when it's below 25 it will decay to 0 actually. I think that's how it works.
I should really play soon then.
Yes, you really should, and get to 25, and after that you can just never play again. Until the servers crash or something. Okay, looks like LordRaphael locking in on Russia, and IrishFaithful already locked in Dutch, so we're going to see Russia against Dutch here. Dutch being much more defensive here, and LordRaphael is probably going to put on a lot of pressure. I mean, it is Bengal and it is Russia, so putting on pressure is probably the way to go here. Irish, I hope he will come back pretty soon. Chrissy, also, I hope you can ready up pretty soon.
I can ready, yeah. I'm just waiting for Irish. I'm just, while Irish says be right back, I am reading the Twitch chat and such.
Okay, Chrissy, if you
Right.
are ready up, then we can actually start the second game, LordRaphael against IrishFaithful. Finally starting, we had a bit of trouble with the last map, a lot of discussion about it. We're just going to go into game number 2 here, Russia against Dutch. And on the map Bengal, very interesting map. The
Who do you think
swamp
is favored in this
Bengal.
matchup?
What did you say?
Who do you think is favored in this matchup?
In this matchup,
The Civ
let me
matchup,
see.
not player matchup.
Yes, yes, I understand. I'm going to have a hard time calling it actually. I think I would rather be the Dutch guy here, but of course, it really depends on the map also. So I find it quite hard to call. No, I think Russia is quite good at this map specifically. So I think they. But I find it very hard to call, so I'm not really going to go too deep into that. Just going to introduce them
I
quickly.
think the hunts are fine.
Yes, I think so too. Let's take a look. Iris has got 1, 2 on his island and 1 in the north of the map. And Iris... Oh, that was Raphael. And Iris got 1 in the north of the map and 1 near the side and 1 on his island. Yes, his second one is... Yeah, it's fine. Yes, the map is definitely fine here.
Raphael's are a bit further though, but he's not missing one, I think.
The only thing Raphael has got a mine here in the north, and Iris does not have that.
Oh wait, I think that's that's basically this mine.
Yes, so it is fair. Well, it's not really. His town center is just very far north, as you can see, much more north than the one of LordRaphael. So it's quite hard to actually see what is balanced then.
Yeah, there's no missing Hun, so I think that's the most important thing.
Okay. If you checked it, then I trust that. I was.
Well, it's difficult to tell on this map because there's like a bunch in the middle that are like, I'm not sure who they are supposed to be from. If that makes sense.
Yes, I understand, but let's just see. It looks like LordRaphael trying to pick up some more yaks than last game. Irish is still ahead. He got 3 of them now against the 2 of LordRaphael. Of course, he does have the envoy, and Russia only has got his hero, so that is going to give him advantage in getting these yaks, or actually water buffaloes. So now picking up even more of them. Irish working on 50 coin. I already got 240 coin treasures, and of course, being Dutch, getting that much extra coin, 130 extra coin now, is going to give him quite an advantage. Already aging up now, very quickly age up, and going to try to get his first bank up. And we have LordRaphael, of course, still gathering up his food. He's a little bit slower because, of course, is the Russian civilization now sent the wood trickle, and with that, I imagine he's just going to get his first blockhouse up a little bit faster. Of course, the wood trickle is quite a standard card for Russia. Let's take a look at his deck. He's got
both are
quite
very standard.
He does have the unique church cards, the Russia player, and he does have fencing school and spice trade. That's not really the most standard thing. Normally you would see something like 600 wood in there, of course, but maybe he can make use of the advanced church cards. LordRaphael definitely does have a very standard deck.
Yeah, Irish is lacking the bank cards for H1 though, but I think against Russia that is just called being realistic.
Yeah, and the bank cards, of course, aren't that good on EP anymore, because of course you can. The bank limit has been buffed, so you don't need the cards to make extra banks.
Ooh, that was a nice 90 wood treasure for Russia though. And
yes,
the block is actually not that far forward as I expected.
No, but of course, because you have this swamp, you kind of have to choose between doing it a bit more defensive or very aggressive. I mean, there's no in between except when you build it like here. I'm not quite sure if it can actually fit there.
I don't think it can fit on this particular spawn because of the tree being in the way there.
Yes, exactly. So
He could place
kinda
it here
had to
near the
use here.
geological survey, though.
Of course, but then it would not really be in line between their town centers. It would be a bit out of the main route. So maybe he thinks this is the best place, and maybe he's not going to be that aggressive. Just going to do some kind of timing push once Dutch tries to age up, because yeah, it's not really the most aggressive place to place your blockhouse.
He has Strellet Horde in his deck, I just noticed.
Strellet Horde, of course, and okay, yeah, it makes every blockhouse get out 5 Strelets, and all Strelets get more HP. So I think it's mainly for the HP boost that you would actually send it. But of course, yeah, getting one-time boost of Strelets could be.
Do you think this is an FI?
Yes, without 1,000 coin, that's going to be very hard to do. But of course, going to the industrial age can be a possibility in very long games.
Yeah, I would assume these 3 cards are just there in the case it ends up going into this.
Yes.
I'm fairly certain it's not actually his game plan. I would be very surprised.
That is definitely true. It looks like he's going to be aggressive. Well, of course, the 5 Cossacks are very standard for Russia. It's just a very powerful shipment, and he's trying to do some damage with it. I don't think Irish will lose any villager here, maybe if he's not careful, but it looks like everything is just close to the town center. Except for this one, but he really has to scout it to actually get it. Well, Minutemen already coming
Miniman,
out.
wow.
Okay. I was being very quickly with his Minutemen, trying to pick off some musketeers here. He just really wants those units gone and doesn't want to waste any time with them. So, going to call out his Minutemen immediately.
Strelets being the next batch from the blockhouse, so going for a bit more skirmisher-ish type units. I use the term skirmisher lightly because these have extremely short range.
Yes, that's definitely true, but yeah, officially they are same as skirmishers just because they have the same multipliers and kind of the same stats, of course.
Except
Looks
these
like
get
Irish-
destroyed by handcav even more than normal skirmishers.
Yes, that is
Someone
definitely
started
true.
sneaking by here though.
Yes, Irish did sneak by, but of course was spotted by the blockhouse and the musketeers of LordRaphael, so he's probably not going to get any villager, especially because he's only got 2 hussars. But
And the Cossacks
he
going
does
back
do
as
some-
well, so...
yes, what I do like is that those musketeers from LordRaphael were actually pulled back, so Irish did manage to save some time before the next push, and that is going to help him.
Yeah, and would
course
be
he
the
did.
next shipment for LordRaphael actually. I'm not sure what he would do with that, but I would imagine maybe a market. Oh no, a stable.
Stable. Yes, I imagine some more market upgrades. Also now doing steel traps actually.
That's what I meant
so-
with market, sorry, yeah. Market upgrades.
Yes.
He had the market already.
Yeah, he shouldn't really make any more markets, of course. Uh, looks like he's going for a stable. I think that's a good decision, especially against any skirmishers that may come out. And
Yeah, Dutch does not have musketeers, making Cossacks so much more better. So much
yeah,
better.
I agree with that. Yeah, Cossacks very powerful on its own, and especially against no musketeer army, it's really going to be hard to deal with them. Well, you can of course make
Also, something I would quickly like to
musketeers.
point out, Irish did actually ship colonial militia. So that is probably why LordRaphael is not pushing in as much as you usually see Russia pushing in.
Yes, not only the extra batch of Minutemen that can come out, but also the huge town center fire.
Yeah, now all his units, except the Cossacks, get one-shot by the town centers, so he obviously does
Yes.
not want to fight under that.
No,
The final
you
Hussar
really
going down
don't.
here, so...
You will lose a lot of resources if you try to keep fighting under town center with colonial militia, and maybe that's also why LordRaphael decided to go with 700 wood and try to get a bit of more eco up now, doing placer mines also. And I think it's a much better choice here, actually going for 700 gold and probably going to let's just see here. He's got 2 stables up, so not going for an agent, but trying to get out 10 Cossacks, and I think he can manage to do that. And he will have quite a strong army then.
Yeah, and I would imagine his next card to be Boyars in that case. Followed
Yes.
up maybe by the team cavalry scouts, and then he'll just have extremely powerful Cossacks. But Irish actually somewhat
8
prepared for that,
pikemen.
getting some pikemen out and a couple of hussars to provide a bit of a meat shield for the Cossacks. But if
Well,
these
yes,
Cossacks
getting-
get boyars, they will just absolutely shit on these hussar cost-wise.
He does get pikemen out, but of course it is because of his shipment, so it is 700 resources worth of pikemen. And yeah, let's just see what he can actually do with that. I mean, LordRaphael doesn't really have a lot of infantry, but the Cossacks can just run away if they come to face the pikemen, so... Looks like LordRaphael still with a lot of villagers on food and trying to get out as many Cossacks as he can with the 700 gold. Now got 18 of them, and I think he thinks it's go time for him. Maybe going to wait for boyars.
Yeah, and Irish is going to run out of safe food relatively soon here.
Yeah, he can hurt this a little bit more. He already started gathering on it, but
Yeah, his last remaining safe hunts, if he herds them, are this and this. After that, I don't think this can be herded close enough to his TC to be really safe. And yeah, boyars did
Yes.
arrive, so now these Cossacks are
yes,
incredibly
now is
powerful.
go time. Of course, Irish still got only the 8 pikemen and is now aging up. So always when you are aging up, you are very vulnerable because you don't have as much units as you could have had. So
Oh, for sure.
these Cossacks can probably do quite a lot of damage, but of course there is the Minuteman pop. So if he can manage to... he actually cancelled his age-up! He's just cancelled his age-up and trying to
And yeah,
get us
there's
his
the Colonial
Minutemen.
Militia badge.
There's the Minutemen, and the Colonial Militia now coming out and doing,
Look at
of
the
course, a
Strelets
lot of
just
damage against these
passing.
Strelets. The Strelets having a lot of trouble pathing. The Cossack just trying to get these pikemen heads on. Of course, losing a lot of HP, but all the pikemen are gone now, so the skirmishers from Iris very vulnerable here.
And cancelling
all
the
gone
age
now.
up there was huge. He did put it in
Yes.
queue again now, though, but that
did
just
put it
delayed
in
Irish
again.
so much. This is great for Raphael.
Yes, that is definitely very good, but of course Irish didn't really have a lot of choice. I saw his resources. He had 300 coin and 200 food, I believe, so he would never get out 400 and 400, so it really was his only choice.
Yeah,
And
and he is
because
going
of-
to hold here, I think, just because of Colonial Militia TC doing this much damage.
Yes.
But his villagers are going to get idled for so long. And he might lose his stable here, actually. And that's his only stable, yeah. So he's not going to be able to produce raiders. And he even forced Irish to ship
actually,
another
hussars.
H2 shipment.
Yes, and after only now, probably going to be 9 writers coming, so going to be very much delayed. And these 3 hussars really didn't do a lot. Still, it did help him get out another batch of hussars, so Irish really sacrificing a lot to actually hold it out for longer. And
Yeah, and I think that's
Well,
going to,
he-
in the end, cost him the game. Like, he might have won the battle, and he might not even. But he will certainly lose the war here.
I'm not quite sure. I think Irish is in quite a good position. I mean, he still does have the barracks, and probably after this there will be 9 writer coming, and I think Russia will have a hard time dealing with that.
I'm not
He's
sure.
still, he's still got the eco going for him. He's got enough houses to hold out, and his town center is now doing a lot of damage against the Cossacks.
He does have some villagers somewhere that are not idled in his TC, and I'm trying to find... Oh yeah, there's a couple more hunting here, so... He does have some income at the moment.
9 writers now, and on a good position also. The Strelets not really can do a lot of damage against him, so the writers definitely denying this this attack for much longer. 13 Strelets now, and with boyars, that's going to be a threat against these writers. But Irish does manage to get out 5 skirmishers from his barracks, and that is really going to help him against these Strelets. LordRaphael still has got much more military units, but Irish can, with good micro, can maybe try to do a lot of damage.
The problem is, though, Irish is not going to be able to produce units very soon, because his next hunt is this one, and that one is currently under contention. Words, English, difficult.
Yes, very difficult indeed. And you are actually absolutely right. I mean, he still has got 2 berries in base, and Reuters again in a very good position. I think LordRaphael should just stick his Strelets with his Cossacks, because the Cossacks keep being picked off. Of course, now the Strelets also for Irish. So
The problem is also this TC is his only shipment point at the moment, so any shipment that comes out is going to be killed almost instantly, if not supported by some sort of military presence from Irish.
yeah, I think we will now. Oh, he doesn't have the 8 Reiter shipment, so we will see either 8 skirmishers or 4 hussars here. Or hussars can be picked off by the Cossacks if they get caught, but if it's timed right, it can really do a lot of damage against his Strelet mass. So
I think his best bet is somehow trying to get 1000 coin, wait for the Strelets to be under his TC, and then ship 12 Swiss pikemen. That would just demolish this Russian army as it is currently.
yeah, it definitely would, but getting 1000 coin is going to be quite impossible, I would think.
That's
so.
the problem.
I hope he does scout this batch of villagers here, and would really help.
At the
get
moment,
a lot of
Irish is not
villagers.
getting any resources except
4
for his
hussars, there it
fence.
is, right on the Strelets. Sorry
Ooh,
to
where are the
interrupt you,
Cossacks?
but
Ah, there they are.
there's still a lot of Cossacks, but Towns in the Fire keeps doing good damage against us, so 4 hussars can do. Well, they are being picked up quite fast, so even the villagers now helping from Irish, or that was just bad pathing. He is still mining in the south of the map, I see. The hussars are still alive, and now 10 musketeers coming out, so the hussar raid is going to be over here. The only I find it very hard to call at this point.
I think Raphael is ahead at the moment.
I think he should be ahead indeed, unless Irish can somehow get a skirmisher advantage and get some anti-cavalry out, but
Yeah, he is
Yes,
finally, well, not hunting, but, you know, gathering food from berries, so...
yes, he should. This hunt, for some reason, has walked right into his base, so he can
A bit
just.
lucky in
yeah,
that
now
case.
Yeah, he's very lucky with that, and can just now hunt in his base again. Of course, LordRaphael is still very much ahead in eco now, shipping 700 food, and I think LordRaphael is just going to keep being in a military advantage here, keep idling him, and making sure he can never get like a 30 skirm mass. So I think he's indeed in a good position.
Yeah, the problem is he only has 2 raiders against these 10 Cossacks now, and that's not gonna end very well for him. Even taking up some villagers here. I'm not even sure if going for the villagers is correct here. I would just ram them into the skirmishers.
Yes, perhaps that's a good idea. I mean, the skirmishers do a lot of damage, especially against the musketeers, but now they're all getting caught. Only got 2 riders out,
And those are gonna get caught by the Strelets here.
Yes, it really sucks for Irish that he could never get up a second stable. Of course, he's very low on resources the whole game now, so...
I'm getting
Looks
some
like
game
there's a little
stuttering,
bit
and
of
I'm
lag.
really hoping it's not me. Team Cavalry Scouts coming out now, and now these Cossacks are as strong as they can be in H2.
Yes, 281 HP, and that's definitely going to be very hard to beat, especially with only skirmishers, right? So I think Irish is not in a good position here. I don't
He
know
could
what
try to... Oh, he
really
actually
could
has
do.
some halberdiers somewhere. Oh, they popped out of the barracks!
Yes, he just popped them out right on the Cossacks. I just saw it. They were very good to see that, but still, it's going to be quite hard for him. Let's just see what Irish can still send in this age. Could be 8 skirmishers, of course, could come out next, because it could also be a resource shipment, but I don't know if he can make good use of that.
The problem is he just needs to somehow get a stable up to get more raiders out, because at the moment he has literally no answer to Cossacks besides halberdiers.
Yes, and halberdiers, of course, like we said last game, I mean, they are very strong in their stats, but they're still melee infantry units and can be picked off quite easily. They are very slow, and they're just not really worth it, especially for their costs. So, not really a choice you want to make, of course, without a stable.
Yeah, I mean,
you
they
have
are great at standing in front of skirmishers and then hoping that the Cossacks ram into them. But
Yes. And they just popped out on the Cossacks with that barracks, and that was really a good call by him. But yeah, that cannot happen every game. Look, he does have a stable up. I was kind of surprised by I saw.
yeah, I
a
missed it
few-
as well, actually, for a long time.
I saw some hussars, but I thought he maybe had them hit somewhere because I thought that this was still the house, like the dot on the map. So really sorry for missing that. Still, only got 2 hussars out. Yeah, I really find it hard to call at this point. I mean, the scores are quite even. LordRaphael is very much ahead in the eco, but of course, Irish still got the H3 tech advantage.
Yeah, the problem is though, at some point Irish is just going to be unable to get food unless he can push out and win a fight. At the moment he is holding, which is not what he needs to do. He needs to win a fight and then actually gain ground so he can herd and
Yes.
gather food.
And right now he is hurling again, but yeah, with the most of his villagers, he's still on berries, and LordRaphael totally going for those villagers there. And right now he just doesn't have enough mass to deal with what LordRaphael has. And at this point, I think I find it no longer so hard to call. I think LordRaphael is definitely in a better position here. And
For sure, the halberdiers are going to die, and then his entire army dies,
Yes.
and then the base dies.
yes, I think that is indeed how it's going to be. And there we see the GG. I'm right now looking in the chat. I see a lot of people actually find it, well, some people find it quite hard to call actually. I think Russia did have a very good position, but it was still interesting to see Irish struggle for a little longer.
I think that LordRaphael was ahead ever since he forced a cancel on the age up.
Yes,
And then
that
just
might
idled the villagers for like, I don't know, a minute and a half.
Yes, but
maybe
that's not
more.
like Irish didn't have a chance. I feel like
No, he
did
could
have
come back from that, but LordRaphael was ahead since then.
Yes, yes. Don't forget to check the post game and to update the score, by the way.
Yep, did both of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's
if you look
take
at the
a look
military population at like 10 minutes or something, there is this one fight where Irish literally
Yes.
loses everything.
Yes, and after that he ages. Very
Yes.
interesting. That's just before his age up. Of course, you see the huge spike. That's going to be the Minuteman. Let's take a look at villager population. Yeah, during that fight and just after that, he also lost 28. He lost like 6 villagers. So, of course, not going to help him.
Yeah, and Raphael actually made villagers pretty consistently throughout the game. There's a couple of like moments where he's not making villagers later on,
Yes,
but
well,
he's at least making villagers. He doesn't just
Yes.
stop.
but Russia, of course, with the reduced villager cost, should always make villagers and not really skip it a lot. So. Okay, so game number 2 was in favor for LordRaphael this time. So it's 1 game against 1. So everyone who bet on 4-0 now lost their points. We definitely have 1 game in favor for each of the players. I hope we will see a lot of games in this series. It's definitely a very interesting matchup, I think. And yes, going to be very interesting to look at. Yes, there we have the new lobby, so we can join that one. Oh, I'm actually in spot number 2. I shouldn't go in there. I really don't want to play against LordRaphael.
Are you sure?
Well,
Maybe have a shot at the finals as well?
yeah, but I would just be over in like 2 minutes. In the H1, I would lose the villager treasure, and after that I would be dead. So.
Okay, and Ryan is back, so I believe he will be coming now.
Okay.
People complaining about your spoiler.
Did I really just spoil? I thought it was already 2 minutes.
I'm playing with a 3-minute delay at the moment.
Oh, you're playing with 3-minute delay.
Yes, because it syncs better with interjection quitting his stream, so I can start mine.
Oh, I honestly thought it was still a 2-minute delay. It was 2 minutes like for the whole tournament, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's difficult to sync up then, so I changed my delay depending on who the previous streamer was.
Okay, I actually thought it was still 2 minutes, so that's why I posted that spoiler, because the 2 minutes already were over, I believe. So.
Wow, we just had a $100 donation by Xeelyflower, so thank you very much.
$100, thank you a lot. By the way, looks like Ryan is indeed here, so I'm going out of here. And I will wish you and HO good luck. I'm going to watch the stream and comment and troll the chat. And yes, I will see you later.
Yes, bye Mark, and thank you very much for casting with me.
Yeah, no problem. It was very fun to do. Thank you, Chrissy, for casting. And hello, Ryan.
Hey there. Thank you
Hello.
for covering for me.
Yeah, no problem. I had a lot of fun. So if you are AFK for another game, I don't mind. I will just cast another one.
Totally.
But Ryan, we
wish
have
you good
already
luck.
taken 30 DKP points from you, so just so you're aware.
What happened?
It's
for being
it's a
late.
WoW
For
term.
being
DKP
late.
is
I was
dragon
late.
kill points.
Yes.
Yeah. You
Okay,
can't be
I'm
late as a
going out
30
now.
DKP minus.
So I wish you good luck. Bye bye.
Bye, Mark.
See you.
So yeah, Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing good. Just taking in the win, you know?
But yeah, currently it is 1-1, all tied up. So hopefully we're going to have a very exciting series here.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, these two guys have both been like really unpredictable to me, so it's kind of weird to say that about Irish and Raphael, but they've been all over the map. But like both of these guys, I think they've gone down to match point in like every series they've played.
Oh,
I could be
okay,
wrong.
that's good to know. So if the pick rules are still the same, it is Raphael that has to pick first.
It is, yes. I think he has to pick first, and on Mendocino, I wonder what he's already done Dutch Russia.
Yes.
He's gonna probably pick Port, I feel like.
And Irish has played French and Dutch.
Yeah, so I just checked. I'm checking right now. LordRaphael, in the last 3 matches, he went 4-3 against Goon Goon, 3-1 against Savior Skill, and then 3-2 against Breeze Brothers. And then IrishFaithful went 3-2 against Soldier, 3-2 against Knucklebar, 4-1 against Ace. So it's been they've both been, you know, close series. And if you remember some of the games in this series, they were all very close. So.
Oh, very interesting. And now they are facing each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Irish is of course cheating with his map hacks, as you can see on his clan tag.
Yeah, exactly. If you open it, though, it says no hack, just better.
So I would imagine that Raphael is choosing which civs to play here. It's of course rather tense for him, I would imagine.
Yeah. I feel like it's got to be Port, and he's just thinking about
What will
how
Irish
he's
pick
going to
against
walk
it?
into that. I think it's going to be Port. I think it's just going to be a Port mirror this game, but I'm not sure what Raphael's mentality is. Maybe he's got something else in mind.
Yeah, I feel like Port is definitely a pretty strong civ on this map. It is of course one of those civs with the obnoxious straight line in the middle, where you just build a bunch of TPs, got Stagecoach, and then you just go like, haha, I have Stagecoach. And then you win.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually.
And then there's also the water on the side too on this map, which honestly you can dive pretty easily as Portuguese. Like the water strip is kind of small overall. It feels like to me, so like the town center is really good
I
covered
don't think
quite a
there is
bit.
water on Mendocino.
Oh, this is Mendocino. I thought we were on Baja already. Crap. I still think it's going to be a Port mirror, and maybe that's what Raphael's hesitating on. You know, does he say Port for the next game?
Yeah, Biocarphone is the 4th map, right?
Yeah, it is. For some reason I thought we were on Baja.
Yeah, so definitely he has
Yes,
to be
he is.
very
He's thinking
careful.
about it. You can see he's thinking about it. for sure.
Yeah, like, does he want to play port on this map or the next one? Because obviously the next map is also a really good map for Portuguese.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if he goes port here and Irish does like Spain to hard counter him, then like the Spain into port on the other side of the matchup's a lot weaker on Baja because of the water, you know. So. It'll be interesting to see what he picks.
Yeah, that's of course a very big thing in these best of sevens. You have to be really careful with when you pick which civ. Like, port might be really good on the first map, but it might also be really good on the third map, and you have to be careful that you don't exhaust your good picks.
Yeah, and you also have to be careful too. If, like, for example, like in that last series I played, like I gave up India, but like you want to have civs that are good against everything available, like later on, so that way you can pick port when you're picking first or something, you know.
Yeah, obviously in a game like this, picking the correct civ is extremely important.
Yeah, I actually like this a lot. Raphael going with the British, which it's just not even in my. I'm not really like practicing with British right now, but they're so good, and this will give him port for the next game. There'll be a port mirror coming next game, I guarantee it. But I like, and I can see Irish going fast Spain too, because he just likes the generic Euro civs, right? So like Dutch port, France, Spain, all the Euro civs that kind of feel about the same.
So what you're saying is that I'm going to be very sad and not get a Japan game.
I do not see Japan from either of these guys. I know for a fact Irish Jeff has almost never played anything that's not a Euro civ, and then you've got LordRaphael who just prefers Euro civs as well. So.
Well, drats.
Yeah, I mean, there's been no Japan this entire tournament, right? There's never been a window to play it because right now everyone's kind of playing these like all in Russia, all in auto, consulate rush with India every game. So it's like there's like three, and then there's Aztecs as well. So you've got like 4 civs that just hard counter China right now or Japan. And it's just hard to find a place to play them.
Well, I got to see 3 mills in game 1, so I guess I can't complain too much.
Yeah, exactly. Mills, shrines, both are exciting.
I feel like mills are just slightly more efficient than mills. Shrines are more efficient than mills, rather, sorry.
Yeah, probably.
just slightly. Ever so slightly. But yeah, it does look like we are finally finished here and going into game 3 between LordRaphael and IrishFaithful.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great series. It already started off on a good foot, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the Spain is able to do here. I do think Brit hard counters Spain, so it's kind of funny that Irish is being a little bit confident going into this in Spain. He might not realize that it's almost impossible to hold the stagecoach line against British, and like they just have so much stuff that if you can't hold the line, it's really hard to win. You definitely can't win Colonial, so.
Yeah, but in the bottom right of the map, we do have LordRaphael as the Brit, and the game is paused. But as the British in the color blue, and in the top left, which I can't show you at the moment because this pause screen is in the way. I guess you can kind of see it if I do it like this. Is IrishFaithful in the red as Spain. Let's take a look at the hunts. Although that's kind of difficult with this pause screen.
It looks fine to me. I think they both have a close deer, a far deer, and a far owl. Yeah, it looks fine to me.
Yeah, I think like the 3rd and 4th are a bit far away for LordRaphael, but he's not missing any. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and they do move throughout the game. So.
Yeah, it's impossible for these 3rd and 4th hunts to be balanced because they can randomly move all the way over there, or they can move all the way over there. Although not quite that far, luckily.
Yeah, but the other thing is too with the classic scouting power on this map is down around the bottom at least. Well, maybe Raphael's not doing that, but if you look at the treasures, there's a bill and 90 food down here. So honestly, like I'd rather have Raphael's map. I'd rather have to hurt a little bit for my hunts, but get a free bill and 90 food.
Yeah, there can be some really powerful treasures on this map, and it is the spawn with the coin mine and the hunt in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it actually always spawns in the middle like that, I think.
I think you can have a spawn without. I think it's the hunt that sometimes isn't there.
Okay, I could believe that. I know the mine's always there because I think about it, and this is just brutal for LordRaphael actually, because now he's not going to be able to really treasure much at all. And once everyone knows where all the treasures are, Spain has the war dog again. So just kind of.
Yeah, but like you were saying though, like it's very difficult to hold the TP line against Brit as Spain just because of how powerful an army Brit can muster in colonial. Oh, and it seems we have another donation. Let's quickly look how much and who it is. Oh, it's Diaruga with also $100. So that's 200 already in this one stream. Thank you very much, people. This is of course what funds the tournament.
Yeah, this is exactly what we need. I mean, we're trying to fund the next tournament here, so that's fantastic.
I think we're actually almost there already.
We're getting close for sure. I think we may be only a couple hundred away at this point.
Yeah, I think we had about 200 to 300 in the previous stream as well already, so this is very much appreciated.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, Irish still chasing this Brit Explorer around. Meanwhile, scouting with his war dog, I would assume. Yeah, seeing where all the goodies are.
What's that? Oh, I don't have the UI installed though. We'll have to wing it.
Oh, if anything you need to know, just ask me. I have the UI.
Yeah, just make sure that you call out things that are important from UI, I guess. Oh, Irish gets it. That's a huge deal too. Sure. That's like a huge deal.
Yeah,
because that's the difference. So... Yeah, he ages a Ville sooner, Brit ages a Ville later. Like, had Brit gotten that, he could have. British would be aging a Ville sooner. So, but this all comes down to Raphael's scouting pattern. That's why he's crack shotting this, is because he's been getting just bullied out of the map here, and he needs the 40 food probably to age quicker. Would be my guess.
And Irish does have advanced TP in his deck, so I would not be surprised to see it as his second card coming out.
Yeah, has a shipment hit for him yet?
Yeah, they both have sent refills by now.
Yeah, but it's the second shipment in for
Irish is sending it right now, and he hasn't aged up yet, so I would assume this is advanced trading post then. Unless it's like to Colonial Militia push.
For sure. I guarantee you. I think it looks like he's going for the Tomahawk, and then he's going to ATP, which I'm not even sure why you waste your time on the Tomahawk. But,
do you think he's going to also send a villager to build more TPs, or...?
Has the shipment been sent? Are you sure? Okay,
well, it's on the way. Wait, no, never mind. That's the agent. I'm silly. It's
okay, so he still has like the one shipment sitting there.
No, he has a shipment now.
Okay,
and it's sent now. So okay, yeah, it is still going to be ATP, but not as soon as I thought. I saw the bar above the flag, and I was like, yeah, that's a shipment arriving, but it's obviously not. The UI can't show that.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately for Irish, this is quite a late ATP, and you know what? Why that happened? He didn't get a chance to treasure very much, and all the Guardians provide a lot of EXP. Yeah. So the fact that he didn't like clean out, he should have probably picked up the Ville or the 90 food earlier. Like that's why he's a little bit slow. So.
Oh, look at this actually. LordRaphael is actually putting his Explorer in place to maybe try and. Possibly deny, but more likely just bully whatever is trying to build TPs.
Yeah, and not Irish. Raphael's quite good at this game. He's one of the better players at playing the TP game. So he's gonna walk over here. He's gonna see the Ville building the TP, and he's probably gonna walk back and place a challenging TP on the line. That would be my guess.
And ATP has been sent, of course.
Yeah, it just depends on LordRaphael's wood count. I think he's probably gonna play.
He has enough for a TP. Yeah, and there it is.
Interesting. Is he dropping? I don't know how I feel about this though. He doesn't realize that there's a Tomahawk and two dogs just parked there.
I think Irish might have not seen it though.
Yeah, Irish didn't see it because he sees the Explorer in the middle of the map. And Irish aged with the tower too, which is actually quite a bit slower on your time to fortress. But he's playing Colonial, so it'll be okay.
And there we hear the sound of the foundation being cancelled.
Yeah, it's really awkward for him to get blocked on that, to be honest. Because now he has to walk all the way across the map.
Or, of course, use a villager again, which I think is what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's placed it. I guess he's going to have a villager do it, which is expensive as well. You know what else? I bet you he knows the Vills are here. He's just going to go for the Tomahawk Ville kill, I guess, which is actually, he'll probably get a Ville for that, which maybe that was smart.
Yeah, especially with the snare. I don't think this villager is going to be able to get away. And yeah, it was shifted from this villager, the third TP on the left.
Perfect.
Yeah, this villager is going to die. He's going to lose a tomahawk for it though, but that's definitely a trade Irish is happy with.
Yeah, that was great. That was not a bad trade at all. Although you have to remember, he is super slow. Look, he got 2 muskets out. Well, I don't know what his first colonial shipment was, or if it's even in yet.
He doesn't even have a colonial shipment yet. He just now has a shipment that he can send. Unless there's one on the way.
Doesn't feel right to me. I feel like there's got to be one on the way. There it is, 700.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. So this is really interesting actually, because Irish still doesn't have all 3 TPs up or stagecoach, and basically Raphael's bought himself a ton of time for only a single villager, which is, he can just build 1 more manor and get that bill right back. So
he also took like the worst TP for Irish to really fight under, I think.
Yeah, the only one that would be worse is this one on the far left that's being built at the village, just because of how far away it is from the
That would be
action,
also
right? So,
really awkward, yes.
yeah, 3 pikes out for Raphael. I think what we're gonna end up seeing is probably like a 20 pike kind of like 20 pikes start sieging down TPs and towers in transition. But we'll have to see, because Irish has also just started showing 2 musks of his own here.
Double wood shipments for the Brit player though in H2, so I would imagine more manors and maybe some market upgrades. I don't think he's going to start building longbow or something crazy like that.
He doesn't have to do anything crazy. If you look at the situation, Irish still has no stagecoach at 7 minutes. You can finish stagecoach by 6 minutes, and he doesn't have the full line yet. And Raphael's made no units to even stop him. So
yeah. Also, Raphael is on steel traps and gang saw by now, whereas Irish has no market to speak of. He is heading in a stable though.
It's interesting. I really don't know. The resources hopefully are stockpiling for Irish to age now on the stagecoach.
No, he's at 300 food, 200 coin. I think he's going to play colonial for a while.
Yeah, that's a big mistake on his part.
He did get the first volley of it, his musketeers, though, which is going to win him this one fight. And he has the stagecoach now. But I don't think that this blue TP is going to go down before LordRaphael can muster some more army.
5 more muskets are popping right around now. And then Raphael can move out with the 10. But the thing is, Irish is continuing to reinforce. So ironically, those 2 muskets he got earlier are actually quite important right now. And as you mentioned, that first volley too, 1 musket's almost dead. So the Explorer actually can finish off 1 of the muskets. It's going to come to the cover mode too on the pikes. You gotta remember that. We're seeing right now actually like facing dividends here.
It's basically like 240 hit points worth of wall.
Yeah, and Raphael's trying to micro this out here. He's gonna grab the Explorer and some muskets. I think he's actually fine here. If he just starts repairing while running away and poking at the edge of the siege, he can hold that.
Yeah, and of course, as Brit, he has the H2 Musketeer cards, so if it does drag out. But now Irish is stockpiling to age up, I would assume. He has... Wait, no, he's not getting any coins, so I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's got wood coming in. Check units in. I would put units in the queue up on the tab for now, just to see what Irish is making.
He's making crossbows and hussar at the moment.
That's what I thought he was doing. Yeah, he's probably gonna do that. Like use the 600 wood to fuel crossbows. So basically, you're paying like 40 food a bow, and then that lets you still get out 5 plus at the same time. So he's gonna keep the pressure up until he gets the line. I think he'll probably transition to age after like 10 bows or something, just like a couple of bows. But the problem here is that this is exactly what LordRaphael really wants, right? I mean. He still hasn't lost the line, and he's up by 50 score because he's just been able to boom for free.
Yeah, and I don't even... Okay, there is a market, at least, for Spain, and he does have steel traps now. But yeah, that's just so many reinforcing musketeers.
Like half of his army, Irish hasn't even seen yet. Unless those Hussar get like a huge cash money raid, we're not going to see... and if you look at this too, like, he's just getting worked over on these muskets here.
Yeah, for sure. Like, even if he kills 15 villagers, then it's still just even in villagers. Although he does have 2 extra TPs, of course, but...
Yeah, but that's not even enough. Like, at this point in the game, he's going to lose another TP here. Although, Raphael is also sitting in the range of the tower, but it's fine. This is fine for him. He won't get it, but it's not the end of the world. I like the Minutemen call as well, just so he can continue gathering.
Yeah, there's just so much going on, but because most of it is in favor of LordRaphael, so...
Actually not, though. Like, he lost out on all these muskets.
Those killed a lot, though.
They did kill a lot, yeah, but they're finally gone. And ooh, they're gonna kill even more. The boats just keep running. He's gonna get 2 Hussar out of that. Maybe only 1. Good microvirus. Start controlling that. He's still got 4 muskets. His 4 remaining muskets are also sitting over here, so...
Yeah, it didn't
As you
get
said,
repaired
really
till this
chaotic.
TP, so that's good.
Yeah. And again, this is what, but Irish is closing the score gap. That trade wasn't as effective as we had hoped, I don't think, or as we had anticipated. It's just gonna. The problem is, the longer this drags out, the better and better it looks for British. You can send, as you said, those musket combat cards. They have a better eco, a better rounded army. Longbows kind of reap everything, you know. Whereas crossbows are more of a, you can make at most 20 to 30 of these, and then you have to stop.
Yeah, some musketeers might even catch the hussar here if Irish is not careful. Okay, yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
These crossbows are just getting wrecked by these musketeers because there's like 3 times as many of them.
Oh my God!
Oh,
5
they did get
cap
caught.
coming
Wow.
out. Just the right time. That's huge.
Do you think any are gonna get away here, or is it lost? Though. Okay, a couple of them get away.
Look at the HP bars. Though. Hold down all 3 of them almost.
Yeah,
died.
they're basically. I think that's like 2 hussar, maybe.
Yeah, I'd call that 1 hussar. Effectively, like right now, they're all gonna die instantaneously. Yeah. And the problem here is that Irish mostly has bows left, and those 4 hussar represent enough tank potential for him to just jam all the muskets in there like he's doing right here. He's established this hunt again. He's totally good to go. And from here,
once crossbows get snared by
Irish
hussar, musketeers can just beat them.
Yep, and that's what we're seeing right here. You also have to remember, this army got cleared out. Raphael's winning on every front right now.
Yeah. Oh, even trying to tilt Irish a bit.
That prompts to resign. That matchup's just terrible, though.
Yeah, and Irish really had to age up, in my opinion. Just playing Colonial against Brit, even if you have a stagecoach line, I didn't even have the full line, it's just so annoying. Like, even if he had the full line, he would still be barely ahead in economy. And the enemy would, or the army would still be in favor for Raphael because of the Musketeer upgrade cards. And the access to longbows over crossbows. It's just...
Yeah, it's just simply not a winning matchup. You can't really win it as Spain, so... you know, this is exactly how we'd expect it to play out, and with the TP control as well on the right, like that TP is still up. That's kind of like the story of the game, right? Like Irish didn't even manage to secure the whole line at any point during the game, so that's what happens, right? I mean, we just kind of watched until around 12 minutes when Britico kind of took off enough, and he was able to round out his army and some hussar, and it's over.
Yeah, and if he didn't fight there, then Raphael would have just taken the entire stagecoach line for himself and be even further ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have another donation, $50 from Hardcore. Thank you very much.
No one gets me.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, there was just constant skirmishers between some of the units, and then at the end, the one fight that Irish had to take or he would lose a TP line, and he lost like 3/4 of his army for basically no change in the line of LordRaphael.
Yeah, exactly, and just didn't have control of the game. Raphael did a great job this game. It seems hard to take. It didn't seem like Raphael was in control necessarily, just because, like really early colonial, Spain does feel quite good. But just looking at the way the trades went, they were always in Raphael's favor.
Yeah, Spain does get the extra shipments a bit quicker, of course, but once the really powerful ones ran out, then the Brit Eco just makes up for the lack of the, like, 1 or 2 shipments that Irish would have gotten.
Yeah.
And just very nicely dealing with a couple of raids that Irish was trying to do, catching, like, I think it was 6 or 7 Hussar, basically completely killing them. 4 HK, but they were all below half HP, and, like, 2 of them were on less than, I don't know, like 40 HP or something.
Yeah, and you also have to wonder if Raphael is just a really good counter to Irish, because Raphael doesn't really lend himself to getting raided too much. Like, he's pretty good at playing the raid game, and that's also where Irish tends to shine, is he plays this very scrappy, raidy type of game. So really, these two guys are quite well matched, I think, to play against each other. And that, I mean, you can see it just by the way that Raphael had his base build. His builds were never vulnerable. I don't think he lost a single build to the Hussar raids. It was just well executed on his part.
I think he lost 1, but maybe it was because of poor pathing.
Oh, okay. He lost 1 in his base and then the Tomahawk.
Yeah, well, yeah, the one in the Tomahawk as well, yeah. But
Yeah,
he also lost 1 to poor pathing because it, like, got stuck between a house and a Hussar, and it, like, just run around in a circle.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, you know, Taunt 48. It's of course one of the downsides to playing this game in the present age. Like, when you look at it, it's like, wow. It's just so poorly made compared to some of the newer games.
Yeah, it's right. But the thing is, I feel like those type of things make the game better to play competitively, just because there's more to do. You know, it's not everything's not kind of done well for you. So there's always another avenue to play better.
Oh, for sure. It doesn't make Age of Empires a bad game. It just, for players that aren't, used to it already, it might make it a bit awkward to get into it because it's like, wait, this UI sucks and the controls don't work half the time. What the hell? Why am I playing this?
Yeah, exactly, and that's a big problem with some of these older games kind of picking up. I'm restarting from my UI,
Okay. Oh, yeah, right.
which I think is UI 2.1, right?
It's 2.1, but for some reason it's called 2.2 on the maps.
Yep, perfect.
And yeah, Irish is picking ports, so I think you might be being right on the call here that we might see a port mirror.
Yeah, and I love the Brit call on the last game. Actually, the more I think about it, it's just kind of like if Irish decided to go for port against Brit, it's not a good matchup. Like Irish should have taken the Brit mirror, to be perfectly honest. He didn't, unfortunately. And even if you take the Brit mirror, if the best thing that someone can do against your first pick is the mirror, that's pretty good.
Oh, for sure. Did that also happen with you against Garja in that Brit mirror? That thing? I think it was your first pick as well, right? The Brit mirror? Or was it Garja's first
I guess
pick?
Garja? Yeah, I picked Brit first. And
Yeah.
he was going to India me, but he changed his mind, I think.
And then it basically just comes down to who can outplay who. Unless there's like some massive bug all of a sudden. But
Yeah, Brit does tend to lend itself to mirrors, and for some reason Aztec seems to as well.
so yeah, this is game 4. It is currently 2-1 in favor of LordRaphael. After this game, the Civ pool will be reset, and we have another donation. $2 by Yumio. Thank you very much.
I'm super bad, but pretend to be good.
Yes, thank you.
And another one, $20 from I Am Soldier. Thank you very much.
Hosting finals viewing party. Info soon to come, winking face.
Okay, yeah, so the port is locked in for Irish, so it is up to Raphael now to think of a counterpick and another donation.
Ooh.
I think.
I'm super bad, but pretend to be good.
Or it might have been Yumio's that got repeated, but if it's not, thank you again for another $2.
I'm gonna ask and see if we can get like a total of donations, so that way we can share that with everyone by the end of the stream.
Yeah, I really think we might be getting really close to the goal. Because we've been getting quite a lot of donations in the quarterfinals and semifinals combined.
Yeah, exactly.
I think in the game of you against Garjo, we also had, I think, 150, maybe more.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, there's been tons of donations coming in, which is always good. Usually the donations come in the later rounds of the tournament, and it's always like just in time because, there's always the next tournament to be funded, so.
Yeah, it also makes sense, of course, because usually the later in a tournament you are, the more close, yes, very good English. The closer games will be
Yes.
And of course, they also are longer series usually due to them being best of 5s, best of 7s, compared to just best of 3s. So I would imagine it's also just more enjoyable to watch as a viewer.
Yeah, plus people really like these are the games that everyone's hyped for, you know, like LordRaphael versus IrishFaithful, like that's an exciting series, you know, and
I was kind of hoping for ASAMC against you in the finals, but I guess it's not gonna happen.
I actually thought it might happen, to be honest. I feel like Ace kind of disappointed everyone with that performance against IrishFaithful. I really thought Ace could win that series, but
I was expecting Ace to win the entire tournament, but that's just because I'm enormously biased towards him.
You're not gonna bet on me? Come on. Get it at least live in there.
The thing is, though, I'm a mod in Ace's channel, so I kind of have to, you know.
You guys support the man.
Yeah, for sure. No, I just really love watching Ace play. He's just such a friendly guy. He's like so casual about losses as well. He's just a very great player to watch and play against.
Yeah, he's great. He is really great. It's awesome.
Let's see if LordRaphael is going to log in Portuguese and make this a mirror. But you did say it was going to be a port mirror, so I'm going to agree with you here, because then I'm going to sound smart.
It's a good timing. It looks like we're very likely to have a port.
Haha! I was right! I told you!
How did you know? That's crazy.
Oh, and another donation, I think, but I can't see who it is because...
Choo-choo.
Oh god, it's one of these. I'm going to not ready until the voice is ready with spamming
Ah, okay. You could probably turn it off too, the audio of playing the donation.
Okay, wait, no, it's still going. Okay, I just quickly turned the donation sound off and on, and that seemed to work. But thank you for the donation anyway, even if it was just to spam. It is still appreciated. But let's continue with Game 4 of this series, LordRaphael against IrishFaithful. It is currently 2-1 in LordRaphael's favor, and we are heading into a port mirror on Baja California.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to Manchuria, kind of, maybe somewhat, except that there's water on both sides. That's my description of this map. Oh, also there's no livestock. I think. There is none, right? Yeah, no, there's not.
Yeah, there's no livestock on this map.
Let's take a look at Huns. I think they look fine. Oh, another $100 donation by Johan
Ryan,
300.
buy a
Thank you.
new mic.
And they are asking
Thank
you to
so
buy a
much.
new microphone.
Yeah, I'm going with whatever money even if I lose out and get like, you know, I guess if I get second place as well, I'll still $100 or whatever I get is going to go towards a new mic, and then the rest will go back into the pool. So
I would personally advise the Blue Yeti. It's what I recently bought to cast, and it's been working pretty good.
I'm glad that you said that. I've heard that from several people now, and that's exactly what I was looking at. I think it's around $100. So.
Ashton Kutcher is privileged to look like me.
All right.
Sir
I
Colin,
guess
thank
we're
you for the
getting this-
$2.
Oh yeah, thank you.
But yeah, the Huns look fine to me. I'm not sure if you're noticing something I'm not, but...
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into this matchup. I have the UI now, so I can actually turn on the fog.
Which civ do you think is favored?
I think the Portuguese player who's closer to that 75 food Irish is favored at this point because he's got 80 wood right down there. So I'm going with that Portuguese player. If you look at the treasures, actually,
that's why I couldn't see him right.
Yeah,
That's a
Irish
really
has,
good treasure.
has gotten a better start here as far as treasures go.
When
If
it's
he
even
keeps
close to
going
this
down.
as well, then after that.
Yep, exactly. And we'll just keep an eye on the decks as well real quick. So Irish has improved warships and schooners. who cares about upgrade cards? Raphael also has the whaling on top of the same thing as Irish. And other than that, there's also a rendering plant. Raphael is like, seems like Raphael's opted for whaling instead of rendering plant, which is kind of like a more of a late game play. You get 5% extra on the whales, but you know, it's pretty much.
Yeah, I
equal.
think rendering plant is better. Noticeably though,
I would
Irish does
agree.
not have the frigate in H3, whereas Raphael does.
Yeah, Raphael's a little bit heavier on the water all the way around. Raphael's shown that he does quite well against Kinesi's water, but not other people's waters. So we'll have to see. Also, Irish has shown that his water is not necessarily the strongest either. It's going to be we're in for a wild game, I think. It's definitely not going to be over fast.
No, and I really like this mortar range card that's in Raphael's deck, especially on this map, where with that card you can basically hit anything on the water with mortars. It can.
Yeah,
Once you
plus
set
with
that
all
card,
these,
you
like-
just win the water, basically.
Yeah, and plus with all the cliffs, you can also like shell over the cliffs really far and stuff like that.
Oh, advanced trading post being sent by IrishFaithful. It might have just been a bait, the water deck.
Yeah, but you can do both. There's no reason why you can't do ATP as
That's
well.
true. You could just boom your little heart off and just get, what is it, 3 TPs? Yeah, 3
the
with
problem
stage
is,
code.
he took an extra shit too. He's at 30 HP. He's going to start that TP. Raphael's going to see him right about
Oh,
now.
wow.
He actually sees Irish right now. See the way he's pathing? He's going to place down that TP, and Irish is going to die with his ATP sent already.
Luckily he didn't start it. That would have...
It doesn't matter really. I mean, he's screwed either way. ATP's in, so he's really not a good. He's not in a happy place right now.
No, for sure. But if he started it, then Raphael would also know that he opted for the ATP plan, whereas now he can't be quite sure. He has a hunch, of course, because his Explorer was there, but...
Oh, he didn't... Did he sneak away? He snuck through. Okay, good. Raphael knows better. He's like, there's something not right about this. He just disappeared. He's got to be
there's
over here.
no way he can have run off that far north.
What's going to end up happening now, though, is we'll have to see. I think Irish is going to start the TP now when he ages. And so, what's Raphael's word count? Only 56. He's not going to be able to deny this unless he hunts it down.
He can just park his Explorer on top of it, though, and it's going to be very difficult for Irish to...
Well, he's going to age up now, and then he's going to have 100 HP, so he can actually just straight up finish it without dying.
His Explorer won't die? You're sure of that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll believe you on it.
Not before the TP finishes. He'll have like 30 HP or something. He might die after that, but it's definitely getting the TP done.
Even sending 2 villagers to get the other 2 TPs.
Yeah.
And Schooners was
meanwhile,
sent for
though,
Raphael, of course.
Raphael's fishing, right? So.
I don't see a dog just yet.
Yeah, he's got one right here.
Oh, yeah, I'm blind.
No, going down here.
Yeah, I'm colorblind, so for me it's sometimes difficult to see blue dots near the water.
Ah, okay. Yeah, he's got one idle fishing boat, actually.
I think it might be like stuck between the rock and the dock.
I feel
Depends
like
on
that's
how
just
much.
like, I feel like that's just
collage
like your
you
boat
have.
finished. That's like your boat finished, but you didn't set the rally point yet, and you're not used to playing fish boom, so like you just don't even realize it. Yeah, see.
Oh, yeah, okay.
that's like something I would do. Yeah, there we go. That's like a classic thing I would do right there.
That's actually
two
a
out of those are
very
pretty
defensive
strong.
second DC for Lord
Yeah, Irish is just taking the full map. To your point, there's that Explorer dying, but post after the TP's done.
$2 from
700
Kaiser
wood coming
Clown,
in.
thank you.
I showed BM final
Yes,
with
thank you,
Ume.
Kaiser. Clown. Yeah, everything that wasn't Kaiser, but 3 dots.
I think that wasn't
okay.
the real Kaiser.
Yeah, I would hope not, right? All right, so the defensive TC makes sense now because we're seeing 3 dots come out. So the only question is, will Irish go for schooners after 700 wood? I almost think you would want to. That's my inclination right now. My inclination is to send some vills out and drop 3 docks of your own right now and send schooners, and then just up stagecoach, right? Yeah, it looks like he's doing that. Interesting.
Another nice thing about this TP is that it actually makes it very awkward for LordRaphael to get on this side of the water.
Yeah, exactly. The TPs feel so good because they give you so much line of sight and so much just like presence on the map. Even just like the off chance that the stagecoach cart runs by your entire army is also kind of something you have to be aware of if you don't have any TPs.
Oh, and at the moment, Raphael is actually gathering from the whales and not the fish. Yeah, he has 7 boats on whale.
maybe he's got some whaling build or something. Really, a spyglass to catch.
Okay, I should probably turn the Fog of War on now that the map is mostly explored.
Yeah, I've got the Fog of War on. There's a dock out for Irish, but Irish is 700 gold, so yeah.
$5.50 from a name I can't pronounce. Thank you very much.
P.
Thank you.
Some Musketeers coming out for LordRaphael, probably anticipating some sort of gaff from Irish.
Yeah, let's look at units in the queue. Is he opting? The question is, will he opt for more? And as I expected, he's not.
No one is making units at the moment.
Yeah.
Schooners coming out for Irish now.
There we go. But only one dock. And his TPs, I wish we knew what those were. We'll find out in a second. Keep an eye on that. That's important. If those are on wood, that kind of indicates he's going for schooners, more fish boom. And if it's on gold, he's trying to age. I think it might be on gold, but we'll see. Because I haven't seen a second dock yet.
It's on wood.
Oh, it's on wood. Okay, fair enough. Interesting. I wonder when the second dock's going to come for Irish.
Go, go, go.
Maybe on the next maybe on the next pass.
Another $2 from Sweet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
These $2 donations might seem small, but they add up.
Yeah, they totally do.
I think we have like $20 already in $2 donations, at least.
I can see that. I mean, we do only get a certain percentage of the money because of the push alerts and all that. But
even using his Musketeers to pick up 2 sheep here is LordRaphael. Always nice to do something with your army, even if it's just something silly like picking up 2 sheeps. It's better than just standing AFK in your base.
Yeah, exactly. So look at the recalculated. I guess it doesn't really matter, but villager population. And Irish is behind by 6 villagers if you count the TPs as 4
He's aging, though.
But he is aging, and that's, yeah, exactly. He is aging. And he also hasn't gotten as heavy on the water. And we got to keep in mind, too, Raphael, you know what he's doing? He's actually doing something that's really meta. Like, he's playing on the whales first because he wants the fish to be alive as long as possible so he doesn't have to delete his boats as soon. That's what he's doing, and it's actually really smart. Like, this is something that I've always wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, but just think about that. He's only on the whales. It's a big deal. The fact that the fish are basically not even started yet, but he's still got this many bills on the water is just crazy. Like, he's going to be fishing until 40 minutes at this rate.
For sure, and he is aging with the Admiral of the Ocean Sea. I'm going to assume that gives him something water-based.
He gets Caravel and 400 wood.
Ah, it's that one, okay. An economic theory coming out for Irish, so it's about a 3.5 vil at the moment.
Yeah, and if we look at Irish's fishing situation, he's got 5 boats, whereas Raphael has... What are these boats doing?
He's starting to make army, though. He has Castadors and Dragoons in queue at the moment.
Yep. I feel like Raphael's probably in a great position, although the age up is a little bit questionable. We have to remember that a slow age up is quite painful, and it may actually forfeit him a ton of map control. So Irish might just be able to camp this out on land, actually.
Yeah, at the moment it's 10 Musketeers against 5 Goons and 5 Castadors, and I'm fairly certain that this is not a good matchup for the 10 Musketeers.
No, not at all. It's just a question of if. It's a question. All that really matters is where is LordRaphael going to get to place his town center. The muskets will not do any damage. All they can do is make it so that town center is securable. That's pretty much it. Like they won't probably kill a single unit.
$2 from Sumpu. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This explorer very well positioned to catch the bills coming out here to start hurting. Raphael, he did finish off his bill. He let it go. Wow, unfortunate. Town center wagon coming out and going right here as well. This is to be seen though by Irish, and Irish has got 10 Castadors out now, so he won't be able to siege this down, unfortunately, based with the army he's got. But who is he even gonna? He's not even gonna go in, so I guess he won't see.
Minimum being called here.
Yeah, minimum being called. In hand attack to slow him down, which is actually really smart. But Castadors are just so fast. Oh, and he finished off the one that was gonna be snared. Overall, though, he's able to establish his town center in probably the best position he could have hoped for, honestly, if you look at the situation he was in.
Yeah, for sure, and he's still getting mostly on these wells, like you said. Look at just how much fish there is still left in this water.
Yeah, and you usually won't see that, right? Yeah, that's another thing, too, though. Who's sending upgrade cards versus, shipments. So Raphael sending 8 Kessler to catch up in the land army, while Rendering Plant and Eco Theory are coming in for Irish. Those are all longer
was really worth it, though.
gameplays.
He only has 10 boats. I think you could have shipped
Well,
like
it's
one
like a 3 bill shipment then, right? It gives you like 3. It would give him like 3 bills right now, I guess, and then if he puts them later in the game, if he has on whales, it'll basically give him an extra whale. It's not bad. I mean, it's not great. I see
I
your
think
point.
he could have snuck in like one older card first, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe even just like refrigeration is just strictly better, probably.
Yeah, he has
to be honest.
44 landfills, so
Yeah, you're probably right.
I
You're
would
gonna
assume
cast
he has
Ursus,
refrigeration
right?
in his deck. Yeah, he does for sure.
Yeah, this game's gonna go on forever. I mean, look at these two. They're like, well, you just got Cassador Circle sweet sieging an ATP TP next to a town center. Like, what's going on here? Unfortunately, his musket's filing in front and center there to take the Cassador shots. Oh, Minutemen up, Minutemen pop. Minutemen do not do well against Cassador. That's the thing I'm
No,
learning from watching
50%
this.
range resist is pretty good against ranged units.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah, Iron troops are pretty good against ranged units as well.
Don't they have 60% range resist or
Yeah, they
something
do.
stupid?
It's ridiculous. I've seen them tank like 50 Yumi shots on a single guy.
Units in the queue. Do we have a Culverin or an Organ gun in the queue yet? Nope. Who's this?
Neither.
IrishFaithful?
Irish
Interesting.
has no
IrishFaithful
military
needs
queue at the
wood.
moment.
He may go industrial. Oh, 3 Caravel, and this is going to seriously disrupt Raphael's gathering.
Yeah, he has.
There's only one dock
nothing
down here
yet.
too. There's like he's got 20 boats in a single dock. He could lose the dock and lose all the bills before he even get a shipment in.
Yeah,
If
there's
Irish
no
is-
DC near the coast either, so.
There's no way for Irish to know that he should kill that dock for sure, but other than just like game sense alone would have to be the only way he could know. Now he can know. Like if I saw that many boats, I would instantly start shooting at that dock. Because once that dock dies, you're just basically racing the clock on that shipment, which just got started. There's 3 Caravel shipment coming right now for Lord
Yeah,
Raphael
Irish
as
is
well.
going industrial.
Yeah, and he's totally fine to like lose 1 ATP TP, right? Who cares? Oh, he lost a boat and a Caravel coming out. He's gonna get wrecked on the stock now. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
he just
Doc
wasn't
is
paying attention.
going to go down, though, I
Detestaburger.
think.
Boom.
Well,
It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, he
Raphael's
can
not
rebuild it,
using it
obviously.
anymore.
oh, I missed one
Raphael's not
donation. I
even
wasn't able
using
to
it
see who did
anymore.
it, but thank you very much.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, there's the 3 caravels. Wait, is it on the other water? Oh, wait, no, there it is.
No, there is, yeah.
How did
So-
he get vision to put his water waypoint there? I didn't see.
It just starts there.
Doesn't it start on this side of the water for him?
Maybe. Oh, his water ray point's not on that side of the map. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm not sure. I probably missed it as well.
I would assume he just like walked an explorer over there or something, or a unit.
Maybe a goon at some point.
Yeah, it's really close to the coast, so I would imagine it's just like a random unit. But yeah, he
Yeah, I
is
feel like-
pushed off the water on LordRaphael's side now. Both players are going to industrial.
Yeah.
And there is some Urgon
the thing
guns
is,
for Irish.
Irish is ahead as far as like the progression goes here, right? I mean, he may be down by a few bills, but he is industrial sooner. And honestly, like the difference in bills is probably fishing boats, right? Yeah, Irish is ahead by
for
5
sure.
land bills, and the land bill count is what really counts. Plus map control is just a big deal here because I'm pretty sure Raphael's going to be on mills. And I think that's probably going to signal a push from Irish.
Yeah, and even though the Vil count is in favor for LordRaphael, he does not have Eco Theory yet, which Irish does, so...
Yeah, Irish needs to just slam 20 bills on wood right now and get the wood upgrades, so that way he can finish out his houses, get an arsenal, rebuild that TP. Like, he's just got wood costs that he needs to pay, and he's not willing to do it.
Yeah, Irish actually
He's
has enough
super
resources
out.
to go industrial a second time.
Yeah, because
Stacked
he's not
up,
willing.
so-
Like, he could be 200 right now, and actually the game would be over, right? Because if you look at how well Raphael's macroed, he's got like about the same army. So
Church coming out for LordRaphael, I'm not sure what he's going to do with that. First factory for Irish being shipped, and that's going to make him be ahead in Ego even more than he already was.
yeah, the issue is look at this. Like Irish is getting a little bit. He's slipping a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's focused on this fight, and he does have the organ gun advantage here, so it's going to be very difficult for LordRaphael to hold this. Although luckily,
factory
organs are
wagons,
not
I
good
don't
against
see.
buildings.
Okay, he's dealing with the raid right now.
Is there any artillery foundry for LordRaphael? Because I think he needs some coverings. Nope, there's an arsenal. That's something, I guess. Minimum coming out?
There's a lot of goons, honestly.
Yeah. As tends to be in these
Oh my
corners.
god.
Oh, wow.
One more volley and he's cleaned up. He's done his damage almost, I think.
Those orc guns were totally worth it.
Yeah, but these goons are getting punished on the way out here. He's gonna lose
Yeah,
like
that's
5 goons.
I feel like LordRaphael was a bit too quick on the Cazador pushing there. He lost way too many to that organ gun volley.
Yeah, that one volley looked bad, but at the end of the day, he did clean out 3 organs, and he stabilized with more goons. What just came out?
Janitors for LordRaphael.
Okay.
So it's a factory against Janitors, so in the short term, LordRaphael will have the advantage because he has the 19 ranged goons at the moment, because he also has the arsenal upgrade. Guard Dragoon is coming in for Irish though, but he does not have the arsenal upgrade yet, but he does have Janitors as well now.
Yeah. Guard Goons is going to be pretty big here. So is Goon Combat if it ever manages to come. Finally, he's realizing he's got his arsenal. It's like he's finally realized what he's got to do here. Robert Baron's first factory coming in, and this game is just so even right now. Honestly, like those casters are going to get cleaned out by the Guard Goons that are finishing in the second, and pretty soon Irish will be back to gathering with a slight villager lead. This goon right up there is a little bit troubling, but nothing that Irish can't really handle right now.
Yeah, what you mentioned in the beginning though, Irish is out of fish, while Raphael still has maybe like 4 or 5 patches.
Yeah, and he's done more fishing this entire game. The way he played those whales was very smart. People should be taking notes on that.
Yeah, and
Second
also
arsenal
again,
for
the
Irish.
whale oil over the rendering plant is going to be...
3 Edelville's second arsenal coming up for Irish for some reason. I don't know what's going on here.
I guess he just wants 2 upgrades at the same time, maybe? Or more likely sloppy play.
Yeah, I think it is.
Was the counter-infantry rifling already fixed in this last hotfix?
We wanted to fix it, and what happened was somehow it did not get fixed, which I don't really understand. So as of right now, it's not fixed.
Okay, so counter-infantry rifling still works against Dragoons. We'll have to see if either player is aware of this.
They should be, because when you make it this far in tournament,
wow.
you really know what's going on.
Look at that.
What?
The trade road.
What am I missing? Oh, the train. Yeah, no problem.
How much does that actually do?
It's not as good as... It's obviously not as strong as Stagecoach, because it's based on how much it costs, but...
It basically
it's faster,
right?
It's faster. I don't know the exact number. It's faster though.
Second factory coming out.
That's alright, coming in. And Raphael's not seeing this. Okay, finally sees it.
Wow, and
But
Irish is gonna lose
I don't like
points
it.
here. Also, Edeholland, thank you for the $2.
That's why Hussar in a port mirror, you know? Like I get that you want to raid a little bit, but like look at the villager count right now. Raphael 76, IrishFaithful 87. But economic recalculated because the second factory still isn't in. Raphael's gathering more.
Well,
Here's
there is eco
finally
theory,
factory
so...
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't take that into account. Let's review shipments real quick. Yeah, that's the main difference.
So many Dragoons and Hussar.
And rendering plants is in. Yeah, Irish might just get steamrolled by this one set here. He's got no gold left. He just hasn't transitioned to plantations, nothing.
Yeah, meanwhile, in LordRaphael's base, we can already see he has 3 mills fully set up. Well, not fully. He has no artificial fertilizer yet. Oh, oops. And that's also...
You can tell that he's like Irish just has never played a late game in his life. Look at that.
Yeah, I would imagine that's basically he put the TC in his control group with his other TCs. I just built
Yep, and he's made it without a rally.
Yeah.
But to make 8 villagers without realizing that you have an idol down there is kind of nuts.
For sure.
That's
And Irish is just fighting so inefficiently here.
Yeah, well look at the military pop. It's 25 to 80.
Yeah, this is very similar to, I think it was in the previous tournament. I think it was Boning against someone. Also a port mirror on this exact map, and exactly this happened. Where one player was fighting for prolonged time with less population. And he
that's
just
never
very,
good.
very slowly bled out.
Yep.
Dragoon combat for LordRaphael now, and
For both
players. Okay, never mind.
I think Irish might be stabilizing here, but maybe not. There's also like goons over here, like.
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
know.
at any point ever, Irish could just send like, or LordRaphael could just send a couple of goons over to these mills.
Yeah, I mean, Raphael's. This is the problem. When you feed away your units like that, in a Port Mirror in particular, goons are so fast. They're so all over the map. Like if you can't keep them from doing this to you, then you're done. Like immediately.
Yeah, and Raphael has counter infantry rifling, and maybe more important at the moment, he has the Church Cavalry training card, so he can just keep reinforcing extremely quickly, whereas Irish has to train goons extremely slowly, and he's just going to lose more and more pop.
He has so many resources, Irish. If he could just stabilize, he would be way ahead. If he could just stop fighting, like he needs to stop fighting.
He can't though, because then he loses all his villagers.
He needs to stop fighting. He can't. He has no choice. He has to move his bills and stop fighting.
Yeah, and he is.
You can't fight 4 to 1
now.
goons.
Refrigeration coming in.
It's the only thing to ship, really.
Yeah. I know.
What he needed to do was like drop 4 racks. He needed to drop like 4 racks by his factory and just pump out like 40 Cassador, just so that way he could stabilize. That's what
yeah,
he
needs to stop trying to fight goons with less goons. He needs counter infantry rifling and just get Cassadors.
Yeah.
Even the riding school now for LordRaphael, so he is almost instantly training goons at the moment.
Well, and look at
never mind, but he's still training them really fast.
P-tards.
Where? Oh wow! Kaboom!
Raphael still has these 2 Minutemen up here just keeping the watch as we continue to...
I want to see a villager walk up there and just kill them.
Irish is now up to 40 to 80 instead of 20 to 80.
I mean, it's...
Ecos are starting to even out, though.
The problem is, like, these Cassadors going to guard now with counter infantry rifling, and while Irish is standing here and fighting, these Cassadors are just doing so much damage.
Yep, they provide a second line too, right? So, because they have a different range than the goons.
Yeah.
So they can fire safely from behind the goons, which is really nice too. It's kind of an intangible. But Irish is cleaning up this fight. And look at Raphael's bank. Raphael is actually broke.
Well,
he's way ahead. He's way ahead. He's way ahead. I'm not saying he's not, but like if you look at his eco, he's actually just out of resources right now. So Irish might have a small chance of stabilizing.
I think Raphael just bought a bunch of food.
Now Raphael's starting to send in his eco shipments too, though. Irish has now got Royal
I
Mint
want
to
the
counteract
Google
refrigeration.
Translate voice.
But what can really, Irish Faithful send now? And as you said, guard Cassadors on the field. The villager count starting to thin out for Irish. There we go. Finally realizing he needs some Raxes and that he cannot win goon on goon right now.
Irish does have his plantation set up, which LordRaphael does not. But I'm not sure if LordRaphael really needs to, because he can actually mine at the moment, and he also has the whales, and he could send whale load at any moment.
Yeah, Raphael's totally fine here. Although we've seen bigger throws before, right? I mean, he is P-target stables and stuff. That's expensive.
Yeah, I do think you're right that Irish might finally hold this push.
Ooh, I love this. I love that.
Oh,
look at that!
Wow, that's just very good play. Even sending the mill card after his refrigeration now, just sending upgrade cards.
Yep, both players continuing to pump out these upgrade cards.
And Irish is still fighting with half the military pop, and he's just going to drain out of resources pretty quickly here, I would imagine. Especially now that he's going to be forced to fight on water on this side as well.
Exactly. I wonder if Irish will even notice the document. I wouldn't have noticed that.
Yeah, and he's still fighting goons against Cassadors with counter-infantry rifling, which is just not good. That is, of course, a bug. We should probably mention that. Counter-infantry rifling is not supposed to also add a multiplier to ranged cavalry, but it does currently. Was it in the normal patch as well, or is it only with AP?
It's only with EP.
Okay. Very smartly putting a couple of dragoons in hand attack here, though.
Yeah, the hand attack goons probably do pretty well against Cassadors just because of their, as we've noted many times, their high range resist. One frig already out, and no reaction yet from Irish. So
Yeah, and he's
still
losing
hasn't
so
seen
many
it.
villagers here.
Look at the bill count. 70 bills. Irish is running out of resources. I think Raphael's almost. I think Raphael's a couple of. He just needs to keep this up, and he's got this in a couple minutes.
Yeah, he just kept fighting when Irish was behind on military pop, and then you just lose so many resources when that happens. And Irish is just going to bleed out here.
It's so sad too for Irish because he was so far ahead economically. He was ahead in tech. He just didn't transition well at all, and he was just stockpiling all these resources because he refused to chop wood. Right? Remember a long time ago when I said he started putting like 20 bills on wood? If he had just done that and spent he had, like you said, he had enough resources to go industrial again. And had he spent that, he would never have gotten into this position. But as it stands, LordRaphael picking up the third game, and we're down to match point.
Yeah, Irish actually gathered the most resources that game.
I believe that. He should have won that game. Like, all he had to do was just build houses and get to 200
By
pop.
quite a
just
bit,
never did it.
actually. He gathered 5,000 resources more than LordRaphael. That's
You mean 50,000.
half an Imperial Age.
You mean 50,000?
No,
Or
5,000.
is it 5,000? My
Yeah,
bad.
5,000.
Oh, yeah, okay. 5,000, yeah.
So that's half an
Anyway.
Imperial Age, more than half an Imperial Age, that Irish gathered more than him. But because he was fighting with half the pop, it doesn't matter. Your units are just half as good as his, basically. Not quite, of course, because not all of the other units can shoot yours, but it's still really bad for you.
That's just nuts. I mean, really, that was Irish threw that so hard. If you look back at that, he was really far ahead in every single metric, and just didn't build. All he had to do is build 5 houses. If he built 5 houses, he would have won this game. That's all he had to do.
Yeah, if you look at the military population graph, like just as LordRaphael reaches industrial, and there is that one fight at the TC with the organ guns and such, you can even like see all the Castadors dying and there's one drop. Like if he was 200 pop there, which he could have been, he had the resources.
Yep.
Like this would have looked so different. It would have been LordRaphael fighting with less population throughout the entire game.
Yep. And instead, for whatever reason, didn't chop the wood. Just lack of experience, I guess, in the late game. And here we are, game point. We'll see if Irish can pull off some magic here and try to bring this series back.
Yeah, it is currently 3-1 in favor of LordRaphael, which also makes it match point for him indeed. The Civ pool has been reset, so... And I think it's also LordRaphael's first pick now.
Yeah, it is for sure.
It is. Yeah, I think that what happened there is that Irish might have been relying a bit too much on his stagecoach line to provide the wood he needed for houses and such. But once you reach a point that in the game that is so late, the stagecoach cannot provide enough wood to sustain the entire wood eco.
He really should have put his factories on wood and started chopping wood and made a full transition. He would have won like super easily. But that's lack of experience in the late game. You don't get into these games on vanilla either. Like it's impossible to get into this situation on vanilla.
Yeah, I think he also needed to stop fighting goons with goons a bit earlier. Like he knew he was behind a military pop and that he was just trying to hold. And when you're trying to hold, it's just better to make Castadors, especially if you can also get counter infantry rifling.
Yeah.
Like imagine if he fought for like I don't know 10 minutes or something, maybe slightly less than that, where he was fighting goons with like 3/4 of the goons. And if those 3/4 goons were Castadors instead, he would have just wrecked that army. Or at least forced it back.
Yeah. 1 second, I'm going to grab some water before we start the next game.
Sure. Let's take a look at what the map is. I was a bit
I don't know.
unprepared for this. Oh, you don't know? Okay, damn.
I'll check. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm looking at the moment as well. I would assume it's under tournament information.
You just go to scheduling semifinals and pick one of the threads. It is. I've got it. It's Cascade Range, which I should know because I actually just played on it.
Yeah, I think it actually happens quite often in port mirrors where both players just spam goons and just mash them into each other. And I do think that people need to build Cassadors more often in the mirror. You obviously don't want to go pure Cassador because then you just get absolutely wrecked by a Hussar Space, but just mixing in a couple of them can just do so much damage.
It's just a lack of experience in the late game. Seriously, he lost because he did not build 5 houses. Like, he did everything else fairly well and was in the lead and then just refused to get to 200 population for the longest time. It was actually a little bit painful to watch.
Yeah, he actually had more resources than needed to go industrial the second time. I think it was like 2,400 food and 1,500 coin or something like that he had.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sending LordRaphael the map right now.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And I guess Irish as well.
Guess I'll join as well, because why not? Okay, I have the same version of the map. Good. Haha. But yeah, Irish cannot afford to throw a single game now because it is match point for Raphael. So he'll have to be very careful.
The thing, I feel like Raphael is itching to play some Russia on Cascade Range. Like, that's kind of LordRaphael's go-to tower rack civ, if you would. There's like 3 tower rack civs, you know, well, all the natives, but mainly, yeah, there is. Mainly 3 Russia, Aztec.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And,
I really like his
India.
pick on Cascade Range. Russia is just one of the best civs on that map, and possibly the best.
The problem is Irish can't play India, so Irish is also going to have to pick Russia, because otherwise he can't beat it. It's just not beatable.
Yeah, India is also one of those civs that's really good on Cascade Range.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that people are playing
being
Russia
like
still.
semi-decent as well, maybe. They're quite food dependent, so maybe not. Do you think Brit is good on Cascade Range?
Ew, what is he doing? Alright, well. I hope he doesn't.
I'm never a fan of picking Dutch into Russia. That just feels like a mistake.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, you just got wrecked in that matchup on Bengal. Why would you go back in for a second round?
I guess he just doesn't feel comfortable playing the mirror.
I guess, but I mean, you have to at least give it a shot. I mean, if you're just gonna click in as Dutch, I feel like you're just giving your opponent such a big advantage. But
yeah, I'm sure there's some civ that Irish could play that's just better than Dutch against Russia on this map.
There's gotta be something.
Like French,
so far, the only
maybe?
game Irish has
I
won
don't
this
know.
series has been as French, so that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Japan? I don't know. I'm not sure how good Japan is against Russia on this map. Probably pretty
they're
bad.
not really good again. Yeah, Russia just kind of beats Japan anyway at this point.
Well, I do pretty well against Russia, you know, against other lieutenants and master sergeants.
Well, exactly, yeah, but that's already washed out. All that's been washed out, right? I mean, you're playing against someone at your skill level, and you guys are both playing like your civ, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I also beat skirmishers by building nothing but Ashigaras against master sergeants, so...
Well, yeah, exactly.
That obviously means that Ashigaras are clearly better than skirmishers and just counter them, right? That's how this works?
That's what I've heard. I've heard that the Master Sergeant level is actually leading the meta forward as we speak, so...
Yeah, you just put a pavilion on speed and then basically Ashigaru's hard counter skirmishers. That's exactly the way it works.
Yeah, exactly.
That was also the first game I played online, actually. Was just a conscript playing against a German Master Sergeant. He did kill my Sugar Shrine because I did not notice the 2 doppels that were sieging it for like 6 minutes, but...
Sorry, what did you say?
I did not... Like, he killed my Sugar Shrine because I did not notice 2 doppels sieging it for 6 minutes or whatever it was.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Sometimes, like, the small group of units is harder to see because it doesn't make, like, a big dot on the minimap.
Well, I killed his 30 skirmishers with my 25 Ashigarus and then killed, like, 10 villagers while he was doing that, so, I mean...
Yeah,
I think it was worth it.
Exactly. I don't know how many whales there are supposed to be. Maybe 4?
I have
Probably
no
3.
clue.
Probably 3.
I checked the hunts, but I did not check the whales. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Alright, well, I think we are about to get underway.
I really do not like that Irish is actually greening up as Dutch here. That's just such a big mistake. But yeah, it seems that we are going to play this matchup. So, LordRaphael against IrishFaithful. Possibly the last game of this series if LordRaphael can win it.
Yeah, and I feel like, Irish is going to have to pull off something magical. We've seen Dutch get stomped time and time again by Russia. I think LordRaphael has won this matchup 2 or 3 times just by himself already. And I know of other people who just struggle in the matchup, so it's going to be interesting to see.
This map.
Yeah, like what has made Irish confident enough to play this matchup again?
I mean, I guess he has quite a lot of safe berries in his base, but...
Well, you also have to remember that when you have banks like generating resources, this map is not only thin on food, it's also actually very thin on coin.
That's true.
There's tin mines are 1,500 coins to 2,000. And so we should probably check the map. So there's one. It's got 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it's even.
Okay, the map is all right?
Yeah, Irish has the same number of mines. He just has 3 on one side instead of a 2-2 split. Hunting wise, they've got 1, 2. Yeah, this map's even. That's good. All right, do you want to introduce us here?
Right. So in the top left of the map, we have LordRaphael in the color blue playing as Russia. While in the bottom right of the map, we have IrishFaithful in the color red playing as the Dutch. Oh, and I just noticed his berries are in front of his TC, which is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it actually is unfortunate. And you know what else is also unfortunate? The fact that he is right. He's already killed 3 elk, and he's hunting this far away from his town center. Like, he should have been just mining gold and had like one with some bills or something. I guess he's maybe planning on the treasures paying off, but I don't know, that's a long way to walk.
Yeah, and he actually just killed another elk.
Yeah, and the reason these are like the little details you have to pay attention to on a low resource map, because if you look at the situation, he's got 1 hunt here and 1 hunt here. Like, realistically, he can herd one of those to his town center, and like the bottom one that I've flared is not going to make it all the way. So realistically, he's only got, the starting hunt, which is the biggest hunt on this map by far, and 1 additional hunt. So he's really got to conserve those. And continually killing animals like this is just, you'll see, it's going to cost him probably 500 gatherable food. And if the game goes to that time, we'll see him struggling for food and going on very sooner. Yeah,
for sure. This is 4 times as much food that's decaying as there should be, basically.
Yeah, and if you look at this, his explorer position compared to Raphael's really gotten off to a great start here. I think he'll probably see the 50 food up above.
Yeah, he got quite a lot of treasure already. He got 70 wood worth of treasures already.
Yeah, Irish will get this 40 wood, but I mean, it's just more of a consolation prize at this point.
Of course, all the beavers being picked up by everyone.
Yeah, Raphael's gotten everything he could have wanted out of age 1, as far as I can tell. Yeah, the last 2 coin treasures are also up here. There's 40.
And he's heading for them
coin
immediately, so time to put on
Someone's
the
already
focus wire.
scouted the 10 cow, the 10 coin. Yeah, Raphael just saw it. You can see it like light up. So we got the scouting of it.
Yeah, LordRaphael has a market up already as well because of the treasures he got, and I would assume the wood start, so or the crate start rather.
Yeah, so Irish is aging now. 3 settlers are in. He's starting to herd 2 hunts. I guess he's going to be ambitious and try to pull this one in. This is usually a hard herd. Like it's very hard to get that under the town center, but if he can kind of weave it through the trees, we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult though. Russia is just, even though he's going to age up slower than Irish here, he's still going to have a military production facility before Irish does, most likely.
Yeah, he's just going to be laying on the pressure.
Yeah, especially with his berries and his hunt just being so far forward from his TC, is going to be so difficult to hold. And he's killing even more elks.
That has to be the only way.
6 decaying at the moment, I think.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decaying. Plus you got 7 over there. And 8.
And he got another one over here now.
Anyway, that is what it is at this point. He's just gonna have to make do. He is hurting a lot, which is good. So, but these vills also sneaking through undetected, and that means that there's no real risk of getting Minuteman here, which is pretty much the only way that you're kind of scared as Raphael right now. Look at he is getting it as close as possible to Irish's base.
Yeah, you can almost fit the blockhouse and the DC in one screen.
Yeah, I actually can. I can see them both.
Well, I can see like the bottom right corner of the blockhouse and the bottom left corner of the DC.
Yeah, I can see like half and half kind of deal.
Yeah, but I have a relatively, like, my screen is like reasonably big, but it's like not wide, so that's why.
The problem here is those 5 Cossacks are going to come out like right now, and well, not right now, but like in 30 seconds, my bad. And when they do come out, they're going to be all over this ville and this ville potentially. And Raphael has been scouting. He knows that there's a 700 wood bank, which is super slow. So he's got no reason to be afraid. Like, he's going to be so aggressive with these Cossacks.
I really, really dislike sending 700 wood first against Russia. That's just way too greedy. I do not think any half-decent Russia player is going to let you get away with that.
Well, we're about to see what's going to happen here. I mean, there's 5 muskets coming out.
He's even starting
second
stable now as well.
That's good. That's good. You have to start.
Really? You think so?
Oh, absolutely. You have to start stable. Russian muskets are very good, and if you start skirmishing...
Oh yeah, Russia doesn't have muskets, of course. Or Dutch doesn't have muskets. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have muskets. If they had muskets, then that would be a different story. And he's not even getting like early garrison TC shots here. He's just going to feed away his... The Explorer is really important actually for the slow. Ooh, and the minute's getting called here, and not re-upping on the snare. This is already a huge win for Raphael. Raphael just walk away right now and be totally happy, and that's probably what he'll do.
Strela's coming out as the first batch.
Yep.
And like the thing is, if he can manage to idle Irish here, because of how many elks he killed, the decay is going to be even worse than it already is.
Yeah, and the problem here is the same. Although the Minutemen are not getting focused, which they should be. Here comes the Cossacks. They should be able to clean this out, no problem. Jensen at Q, how many Hussar did he manage to get? Only 1 with resources for 1 additional Hussar. He might get 2 Huss on the batch. And that's just going to be really rough for him to deal with.
Yeah, he does have to. Let's see if he can get enough coin for a third. He might because of the bank.
He will. He's got 3.
But there's reinforcing musketeers here now. I think he can hold
really,
it though, but he's idled for quite a while here.
Really, this is accomplishing all that. Oh, 3 Hussar card. I don't even have that card in my deck, so I guess I just don't realize it's a reality. That was actually a really nice timing by him to clean this out. But still, he's been forced to send the 3 Hussar card, which you never want to have to send is when you've got all these big wood shipments and bank wagons. His muskets just like pilot running it in hand mode against him.
Yeah,
he's gonna overkill.
And all this time there's just 4 elk on the ground here just rotting.
Yeah, the good news is Irish has kept his Ville production up, which has been good for him.
Yeah, he's
So long
slightly
as-
ahead in eco at the moment.
Yeah, so
But
long
he does
as you
have
can
steel
keep gold
traps, which
production,
LordRaphael
it's
does,
okay.
so...
Yeah, LordRaphael is just totally controlling this game.
And I feel like a very similar thing to the other game is going to happen, where Irish can't realistically age up, and if he does, then LordRaphael just goes like, "Hey, I'm in your base, killing your dudes."
Yeah, I have 40 Cossacks with Boyers and Scott HP. What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Halberdiers!
Yeah, he could have made Halberdiers all this year.
And Colonial Militia being sent again.
Yeah, that's very highly questionable.
You kind of want that card to arrive when he's fighting under your TC, so he might not notice it immediately and just lose way more than he should. He is getting a raid in here, though, with some of his Hussar. He did kill a villager, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, he's been buying time too, but this is like what Raphael always does. He'll send 700 wood, and now we're going to see double stable Russia, and double stable Russia with 700 gold warriors behind it probably.
Yeah, and
We'll see
against
both
Dutch,
stables,
that's
like, right here.
so good. They have
I'm
no
willing to bet.
musketeers, so dealing with Cav is just basically get Cav of your own or build pikes.
This is great for Irish. Buys him so much time. Oh, but great micro from Raphael, saving. Actually, could save even 3 Cossacks here if he's paying attention. Nope, unfortunately not going to. But he did a ton of damage to those Hussar. And only lost 2 Cossacks there. And he's going back in. 2 muskets stuck on the TPs. But other than that,
Are they actually stuck or just maybe unnoticed?
pathing stuck. Like they got jammed in there because of weird pathing, and he hasn't noticed it yet.
Okay, but he can get them out. They're not permanently stuck.
Yeah, no, they can move away. Maybe the one on the inside can. But I know at least one can. We'll see right now. I guess the 2 Huss are coming in. Are they gonna catch these muskets? Oh, there they are. They both move. Okay, he's gonna catch them both.
He should have just put it in a hand attack and just start snaring the Hussar.
Yeah. Where's the stables? There they are. Double stable. What a
Yeah, and
surprise.
Cossacks are just such a good unit. Even though the home city might say that the best units for Russia are the Cav Archer and the Grenadier, I think, it really is the Cossack.
Yeah, they based that on the units that they gave Honor Guard upgrades to, like the 1,000 upgrades.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
can
the Cav
probably
Archer
get a
one is nice.
Can
The
you get
Grenadier
can
one?
you get an honor? Yeah, but wait, can you get an Honor Guard Grenadier? I guess you can.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never really
the
thought about
Pavlov Grenadier and the Tartar Cav Archer.
the Pavlov Grenadier. If I ever see a Pavlov Grenadier in a tournament game, I'm done.
Oh, could you imagine though that if Russia had Honor Guard Cossacks?
Yeah, that would be kind of nice. That wouldn't be bad for them. It's for sure, right?
Yeah, I like Tartars though. I think they're a great unit. And there's the Boyars coming in. Let's see how many Cossacks are in queue.
Yeah, and now he's just gonna hunt down these Hussar, and this is not gonna be good for Irish. He needs to fight this now. You should know you have to fight this now.
There's actually no units in queue for Raphael. Ooh, the Hussars might get called by the Musketeers here. Raphael was a bit late. He did get one.
You got half of one. Yeah, you got half of a cav. Every little bit counts. 5
Oh,
stars.
the
Oh,
skirmishers
come
come
on.
out just as the Musketeers
On
are
the
there.
wrong side. On the wrong side. And that's actually like a huge deal. Is he gonna pull them with his cav? Nope. And now he's just beating villas. This is such a great angle for Russia. Those houses fuck all of the Dutch villas, and the cav can't even get in there. Like
And the
he's just
villagers are
getting
forced to fight
obliterated.
here because there's no infantry for Irish.
Yeah, this is unbelievably bad angle for
And
him.
there's the Colonial Militia, Paul, but no snare on the Cossacks so they can just run away and let these Colonial Militia dissipate.
That's inexpensive.
Horrible.
Spending 800 resources to force him to run away after killing 7 villas is pretty rough. Their
He
ecos are
got,
now equal.
like a
even
couple
with
of
the
Cossacks
tanks.
there as well, but so not worth
That was
it.
free. That was
Even
free.
forced to
Yeah.
send 8 pike. Oh.
Now at this point he has to try to age like off of this. He needs to pull the minutes, catch this army up here. It's on the retreat, and then age off the back of it. And if he doesn't do exactly that, I don't see how he wins. Just
How is he
don't.
going to age though? He needs 800 coin, well more than 800 coin and 1,000 food to pull that off.
He's going to do that by using these 8 pikes in conjunction with the 20 1 HP Minutemen to just not have to make units anymore until he ages.
He's going to need to be very careful though. Like, these Minutemen
He
are
needs to be
all at
very
1
careful with
HP
the
now, and
Minutemen,
if one Cossack goes in trample mode, he can just kill all of them. Well, not all
He's
of
going
them,
to
but
be hunting down here too. He's got to take some gambles.
yeah, for
But I
sure.
guarantee we can look at units in queue. He's making something. Yeah, 5 more Hussar. Just,
Yeah, he
He's never aging
needs to
now.
age. He has used everything. He doesn't have a single military shipment left, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's used both of them.
I mean,
At this
he is
point,
slightly
700 gold is
economically,
probably it from
but-
Raphael, right? It will be soon, I'm guessing.
What?
Raphael's probably going to send 700 gold soon, right? And just really pump, we're going to really start seeing a bolster of Cossacks.
Oh, 13
Yeah,
Strelets,
13
actually.
Strelets. Interesting.
I think he realizes he already has the 12 Cossacks. He might not need that many more because there's 8 pikes on the field currently, and he needs some way to deal with.
Yeah, I
those.
guess I never considered him just getting pushed out here before he gets a chance to make, you know, the 25 Cossacks he usually likes to make.
I
The
think
Minutemen are
Israel's
so
sort of a
effective
red
from
shipment
this
choice.
back line. Yeah, maybe. The Minutemen are so effective from this back line right now, but still, I don't think it'll be enough. Boyar Cossacks are just too good.
Yeah, the pikemen have been sniped by the Strelets now, and now it's Boyard Cossacks against 1 HP Minutemen and skirmishers. And
Yeah.
like all his Strelets survived as well. Well, no, one went down, but Strelets. How much do they cost? Like
Yeah.
50 food and 10 wood. Yeah.
This is what I said though, right? He had to exactly use his Minutemen to buy enough time to age up, and he could have done that if his army was in his base right now with the Colonial Militia TC by its side and some better positioning. If he, you know, because if you look at it, Raphael was not ready to push yet. Like he sent 13 Strelets, he was building a second blockhouse here. He was not ready to push, and so right now this could be, you know, Irish Faithfuls in the Fortress Age, and instead of 700 gold, it's 9 Reuters.
And you know, whatever army he lost here, and he didn't even need to push out. He still has like 1,000 food or more worth of berries in his base. He has this herd over here.
Yeah.
He has a couple of elks left over here, which he could have defended with his army.
Yep, and this back here too. This three back there.
And he has a relatively safe mine still as well. There was no reason for him to push out that aggressively. He should have just aged.
Yeah, and now it's too late. He's botched it too hard now.
He is aging,
Is-
but he's just gonna die
It's
here.
too late. It's too late.
Yeah,
Now
he's
there's
gonna
20
lose a bunch
Cossacks.
of fills. Oh, they got the second upgrade card as well now, so they are almost better than Hussar for like half the price, maybe. Not half the price, but well, actually,
Pretty much.
it's actually pretty close to half the price. Wow.
Yeah, it's shockingly. The Cossack is the only good unit that Russia has at the moment.
And Pavlov
think-
Grenadiers.
And Pavlov Grenadiers. I forgot about those. I mean, these 4 Hussars are just so dead. And there's just no way he could possibly have not lost them. I like that he is actually stealth mining back here with more villas this time.
Oh, but he does resign. So yeah,
He's been in this
LordRaphael does
position
win the
before.
series 4-1. But Cossacks with both cards are just disgustingly good. I mean, people are like, hey, Brits has pretty good musketeers with the 2 cards. But these Cossacks might just rival that in just how disgusting it is.
Look at the military population in the last fight. Just Boyar Cossacks are so good.
Oh my god!
There were 16 YHP Mets in there, right? But even if you back out the 16, it was 44 military population to 25. So back out 16, 30.
It was
28.
even,
It was like an even fight.
against pikemen as well, so...
Yeah, it was like an relatively even fight. And the Irish just had like the extra Minutemen in the back.
And they actually got to shoot for a prolonged duration of time as well.
Yeah, they did not die as fast as I thought they would.
Yeah, they were the last units to die, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cossacks are just... I mean, I know I've said this so many times, but they are so good. And I'm really glad that people are starting to build stables earlier as Russia. It's just so good. The Cossacks are just... Wow, Cossacks. What can I say about them?
There's not much to
they
say,
are
man.
almost a Hussar. It's just ridiculous.
They just get cav combat and skirmisher combat in H2, so it's like a pretty good card. It's 2 fortress cards and 1 colonial card. Boyar's is just nuts.
And it even like boosts your opprishniks as well if you do go to fortress, so they wreck villagers even more. Yay. I'm actually kind of sad that Boyars doesn't buff the Cav Archer instead of the Oprishnik. I think that might make Fortress Russia a lot stronger.
Yeah, that probably would. I mean, honestly, Russia doesn't need any more buffs at this point. They've already kind of proven that, you know. at
Oh,
the
they're
skill levels
certainly
that
good.
we
I'm
have
just a
here,
bit
they're
sad that
quite
they are
good.
almost forced into this colonial play.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can find ways to get into Fortress Age play a bit more now that this Cossack play is on the field, because you're aging up now with a whole bunch of Cossacks, and then maybe you can make some Cat Archers behind that. I mean, I don't know. There's still a lot to be done, I think, with Russia.
Yeah, and Irish did actually outgather Raphael again that game, but you know, you're Dutch in H2 against Russia. I'm like, wow, yeah. What are you gonna do?
It's just a case of losing every fight, right?
Yeah.
So.
It's just not possible. They have like Cossacks, which are about as good as your Hussar. You don't have Musketeers, so your way to deal with them is Hussar, which cost way too much to deal with them, or Pikemen, which just Stroud looks at them and goes like, pew! And that's a Stroud, and Strouds are pretty bad. But even a Stroud just like wrecks
no way. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I feel like I was just really made a huge mistake by locking in Dutch for this. And by throwing the previous game as well, of course, but hey.
Yeah.
No reason to then throw another game in Civ Select.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, though, we've Irish has been eliminated, and now it's LordRaphael and myself, H2O in the finals here. So, congrats to LordRaphael, and we're gonna have a repeat of the spring, I think, a winter repeat of the winter finals.
Yeah, that's going to be next weekend, right?
Yeah, next weekend there'll be
on Sunday
the stream
again,
scheduled to be.
Or is that not sure?
Not sure yet. Probably it'll be Sunday or Saturday. So.
Oh, that's pretty good. So that will be it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been the ESOC Autumn Tournament Semi-Finals. I have been Chrissy10101, joined by my excellent friend Mark, and of course later on by my other good friend Ryan. At least I hope I can call you my friend.
Absolutely, always can.
It's been great streaming, go-casting, whatever you want to call it, with both of them, of course. And we do hope to see you next week for the grand finals.
Yes, and thank you to everyone who donated during the stream. There are a lot of big donations, a lot of small donations, and every bit of it's going towards the next tournament. So thank you again for all the donations.
And they do, of course, all add up. And let's see on the website. I'm not sure if this has been updated.
It's not. It's
okay.
Not. We'll update it, and we'll probably make a news post with before the finals at some point. I'll make sure that an update's there.
But what it currently shows on the website is 663. So if it's only today that needs to be added to that, we are actually almost there. It would be like $100 short, I would think.
I'm not sure about this, but I think maybe last weekend also needs to be added in there. So we can, but we'll make.
Then I think we're actually there, depending on how much percentage of those donations actually go through.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, but we'll have to check, and we'll definitely make a post.
But yes, thank you everyone for watching. I will be signing out now. We hope to see you next week. Good night.